Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host, Drew Agnew, and the doors to episode 260 are open. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about some of the backlog games on Nintendo Switch we've got to tackle. Before that, next-gen system comes, which is apparently going to be 2025. Jesus Christ. What are we going to play until then? Only the thousands of games already out. Christ. I want something new. Something exciting. Maybe the 100th Mario game. That'll be something new and exciting. And to talk all about that is my co-host and good friend, Josh Tunig. How you going, mate?
Drew, how you going, mate? Thanks for having me back on again. I'm back for the second time. I'm glad I didn't suffer it up last week. Good to be back here again. You must have thought I was okay. That's good. I'm back.
I did think you're okay, and I'm glad you come back. Because there was I could have been sitting here just been like, all right, well, I guess I've lost him already. But yeah, I know. I'll give you a month. See if you're still sticking around.
You got me on the sofa right now. So I'll work my way up to the spare bedroom that you got in the house, and you'll let me talk to Reggie soon. Hopefully, we'll see how we go.
Well, it's not about whether I let you speak to Reggie. He's just been a bit grumpy recently.
Yeah,
I don't know what's got into him. He's a grumpy man. You know, you think he'll be really just all about it in his retirement, but I think he misses the day to day of.
I don't think that man can retire. Honestly, I think he's the one to have his body always ready and doing things. So whatever he's doing now, I'm sure he's busy.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. You know, he's doing the New York Game Awards. He's got a few things going on. You know, he wrote a book. He's probably come down from. Maybe he's writing the second book. Maybe a fantasy novel. Maybe an erotic fantasy novel. I'd read that from Reggie. That's for sure.
We're Nintendo fanboys, so I think we guzzle that one up. That's a given.
Jeez, that's good wordplay there, Josh. I knew I brought you on for a reason. Fantastic stuff. Guzzle up that erotic fan fiction from Reggie. Yes.
I've got plenty of synonyms for drinking. Don't worry, mate. Just tag along, and there'll be heaps. He's still on the GameStop board, isn't he?
No, he left. He wasn't too happy with what happened. Yeah. I think,
that's right. He made a stand, didn't he? And he stepped down because of all the stuff that happened. Yes, that was a crazy period, wasn't it, during COVID? And their share price just absolutely going through the roof.
Like, obviously, we don't go to GameStop. We've got the equivalent here in Australia, EB Games, which was purchased by them and sort of got taken over. But they could do so much better if they just sort of their quality assurance was there. When you bought a game, you actually know that you're going to get like a case and a cover. And like no scratches on the disc. Like they're doing retro stuff at the moment. Like if they just sort of catered to that a little bit better, I think they could have it. But I guess the money is selling new stuff really. So
it's just merch now, isn't it?
It's over.
It's got the Zing in Australia, the companion company to EB. Those storefronts. I go into an EB Games now, and it is just like the Xbox corner, especially, is so tiny. Switch is pretty big, and PlayStation 5's not as big, but still there. But most of the store's just merch, and just that's how they make their money these days.
Do you ever buy any of the merch there? Because I go and have a look, but it's always just like, I don't know. It's a bit younger demographic too. I think at this point, 30. I don't need any more Pokemon T-shirts. I already got a few, so I guess it's the right person.
No, I definitely buy stuff there. I like my socks. So I like quirky socks.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
You got to be careful though, because I've seen some of them there, and they're pretty bad quality. Some of the socks, so they've got to be decent enough. Oh no, man! You go there next time and try out some socks, or just look at them, and it is pretty well just plastic. I feel on your feet, and just one like long trip on your feet away from having holes in it, or just not feeling good at all. So you got to be selective.
I can't pay like good money for socks. I'm always the guy who goes like Big W and gets the big pack of just black socks. I can't pay $20 for one or two pairs of socks. So when it comes to like getting like Pikachu on my socks, I can't justify it. The only like cool quote unquote socks that I have is like I got a mystery box of packs, a Pokemon mystery box, and it came with a bunch of shit, including a pair of Pikachu white socks. I'm like, oh, cool. That's like different. It's a novelty for me because I don't have any cool gaming socks, but also they're white and they get dirty very quick. And I'm like, if I did spend the money on this, I'd be very disappointed. Yeah, white socks.
Yeah, that's getting through. There's always that cost, isn't it? You pay a little extra to get your favorite nerdy things on your clothing. So yeah, well, their t-shirts are $35 now. They used to be 25 like a year or so ago, and
Oh,
they've just
tough
hiked them up
times.
$10. It's cost of
Inflation.
living
Yeah,
crisis. The crunch is just like taking its toll these days. Yeah, not good. Not good. It's too much. I can't do that now.
not good. You know, the grocers
Wait
are
for
the
a
one
sale.
thing, but it's the Zing T-shirts with a Pikmin or Pokemon or God forbid a
Yeah,
Mario
that's
on
re-
there. You know,
that's
just
that's
one of
what
those
really
things.
gets felt for households right now. It's the price of EB t-shirts.
Mm. Yeah, love EB games. I've got a Final Fantasy Rebirth pre-ordered there. Will I get it?
Yes.
I probably will, but I've got to finish like that many other games in the series first. So like, I don't know why I've pre-ordered it. Actually, yes, I do know why, because I pre-ordered Grand Blue Fantasy there, and it didn't come in on time, but Big W had it, and it was $10 cheaper. So I just moved that pre-order to
Usually the
Final
case, isn't it?
Fantasy. But I
Yeah.
don't really have any intentions of going to get it, to be honest with you, because
So you
I don't
paid
need it.
like a deposit, and you haven't actually like haven't paid the
Yeah,
full amount, have you?
just the deposit. So
Yeah.
I think I'll move it to something else. Maybe Banishes, Ghost of New Eden. That
Yeah,
looks
that's
pretty
right.
cool. I reckon I might go
Okay.
and get
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Well,
but that's
yeah, they
also a
don't.
thing.
They let you swap any time, and no extra charge. So they'd rather keep that money, wouldn't they,
Hmm.
for a different
They would.
game?
They're like, yeah,
Um.
just keep it here, please.
Yeah. So you didn't play remake, did you?
Yeah, I played it. I didn't finish it, so I want to
Okay.
replay it essentially. Replay the bit I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was a
Mm.
bad boy. I've been notoriously bad of like, especially bigger games. I've just like, I was so bad at falling off of them and not playing through them. So that was a thing like last
Mm.
year where I'm like, I've got to be better at this. I've got to step it up and be a man. Play some games. Be productive.
Finish what you started, Drew. Come on.
It's like, look, don't worry about the dishes. Don't worry about going to work. Don't
No.
do any of this stuff.
Get your
Like it's a waste of
priorities in
time.
order, mate.
Make
Yep.
sure you finish your video games that you spend your money on.
Mm. But
So
you're of the philosophy though. If you have your time, get your value out of it. You don't need to finish a game. You would agree with that sometimes.
yeah, but when it's like a story
Yeah.
game, which I enjoyed, like Final Fantasy VII remake, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, I never got back to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a different situation, but yeah, but I'm also not. I've actually gone the other way where like last year, Dead Space remake on PS5. I'm like, I hate this. Oh well, still better finish it.
Yeah,
So,
you were tormenting yourself because you realized
mm,
pretty soon on, I reckon, didn't you? That like
yeah,
this is not for you. You're not having fun here. Getting
I had
jump
4
scared every
hours left
5
though.
seconds.
Like I did most of it. It was just
Yeah,
like that St. Cost philosophy, just like I got to get it done. I can't just leave it.
yeah,
I bought it full
yeah.
price, and it is like a classic, and people love it. It's just I didn't,
Mm.
unfortunately.
No,
It's
yeah.
just how
And
it
you get
was.
to that stage, and you're just like, if you're playing on like a standard or normal difficulty, just like get it all the way down to easy as you can, and just
Yep,
get through it. And
that's what I did.
yeah,
Put it on
take a
easy, and
like,
like your health regenerates, and yeah, and that's great. It's
uh,
awesome. I'm just there taking hits. I'm like, yeah,
that's
let
the
me
way to
just
do it.
go. I go and hide somewhere like in a Call of Duty game, and you just heal yourself. Like, yeah, works out well. I mean, do what you need to do.
Definitely the way they designed it. Yeah.
Definitely. It's how
No,
they did it for
no,
scaredy
very
cats
good.
like me. Mm.
Yes, yes. So we'll have a few of those, won't we, that we'll talk about today. Ones that we want to finish before this next Switch 2 comes out.
Yes, and
Sounds like we
unfortunately,
might have
there's
a
a
bit of
few
time
of
though.
them. Yeah, we
Mm,
might have the rest of the
yeah, I got a
year.
couple.
Yeah, yeah. The backlog is serious, and I'm just adding to it from previous generations. So that's what am I doing to myself? But I guess that's a good segue to sort of like move into like what we've been up to this week and what we've been playing, what's been exciting us, all that fun stuff. Josh, I'd like to start with you. You've picked up the Sora amiibo, and
Sure
I want to
have.
pick your brain a little bit about the actual amiibo and what you think of it, and obviously like the final Smash amiibo, how that's exciting, for that's finally wrapped up and everybody can like look at their big collections and really sort of think about their choices over the past 10 years and whether it was worth it, whether it was worth the thousands of dollars they've invested. But are you a Kingdom
So
Hearts
many
fan
regrets,
or
Drew.
are you just
No, I'm
picking
not.
it up? Okay, yep, fair enough.
No,
Just
it's the last one. Um, I like collected them now. It's a series I want to get into. So typically my rule is I got to play
me
the
too.
game or the series first, and then I'll like it, and then I'll want to buy
Ah,
the amiibo.
yep.
Um, Whereas this one's one of those times where like I want to start it. I'll get there eventually. Um, and while it's available here and available for 21.95 recommended retail price in Australia, I'll buy it. Because if I
Yep.
don't buy it now and wait 2 years when I do eventually play Kingdom Hearts, it will cost $100 or plus, like the Joker amiibo from Persona 5. So, um, yeah, it's a so
Oof.
I'll get it now. And then Sora was just such a cool character. I feel as even as someone who hasn't played the games, I kind of knew the gravitas that the announcement was when Sora was announced as the last fighter for the Fighters Pass Volume 2 and the last one for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So it was a pretty special announcement, and it definitely felt like a worthy kind of character to add in finally, just with what Sora brought for Square and all their IP and Disney as well. So that's very cool. It's a bit surreal though. 10 years at this journey we've been on with Amiibo, and it was pretty dark those days when it came out in the Wii U, and pretty dire. But Amiibo was one of those like smaller glimmering lights that I think kept Nintendo fans happy through that period, especially because it was in the midst of toy to life kind of mania,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Skylanders were getting in on it. All these other toy companies as well. You see other ones like Ubisoft with Starlink Battle for Atlas. They tried to get in on it quite at the end there, and yeah, probably a bit too late for them. But yeah, not that I really use them for the in-game bonuses. I did a lot for Tears of the Kingdom, but for me mainly, it's just to display and to admire. And I got my whole bunch all the way up here. You can probably see a few in the box there on screen, but above there, I won't move my camera at the risk of dislodging it and my video coming off. But yeah, I've got about probably 70 to 80 up there, and about 55, I reckon, for the Smash Bros. Series out of the 94. So, got a decent collection. I had Zach and Brendan from Blown Cartridges on Nintendo the other day, and they talked about their collections. And Zach's got a massive, complete Smash Bros. Collection, so it was pretty cool to sort of hear and talk about that as well.
Yeah, I wish I had a full set. It's
Yeah,
funny
it's
because
pretty cool.
when they first got announced, I was like, "Oh, look, I'll just buy the characters I like." Like I'll have a few. I'm not going to go
Yeah.
crazy because they are expensive, like $17 or whatever they were, all those years ago. And I got
Mm,
Mario and Pikachu and Villager, and I'm like, it turns out that I like a lot of characters. So I like had most of them like for a bit there, except for
yeah.
like
Okay.
Wii Fit Trainer and maybe Marth or someone who I couldn't find. But for the most part, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I got DDD and Van Kirby and Pikachu and Charizard and
Yeah.
I was just getting them all. I'm like, oh, well, I can't go off what I like because it's like
Yeah.
Smash Bros is like my favorite games, and a lot of these
Mm,
characters mean a lot to me, especially like the older ones that have like come up from like the originals to Melee and Brawl, like especially that set of characters that have been there for years and years. Yeah, I was quite fond of a lot of them, so I had to sort of let go a little bit. And I haven't the last amiibos I bought. I was gonna say like it was a while ago, but it actually wasn't. It was the Tears of the Kingdom amiibo late last year.
mm.
So it actually hasn't been that long. And it's interesting that you
That's
say
some good
like
ones
you
lately.
picked up Sora before he goes up in price. And I felt a little bit of that in Big W. I was in Big W a few weeks ago, and they had the new Splatoon 3 amiibo with all of the idols, and the brand new Xenoblade Chronicles 3 amiibo. They had
Mm,
them there, and it had been a while since they released. I'm like, oh shit, I better pick them up. But then I thought to myself, like, no, no, don't like. I'm trying to like be a lot better with my spending when it comes to like video game stuff. So like, no, no,
yeah.
I don't need these amiibo. Like, Splatoon 3 isn't like my favorite game or anything like that. And I don't have any attachment to Xenoblade 3 yet because I haven't played it. So I
Mm,
don't need to jump on it just because of like the FOMO, the sort of anxiety Nintendo likes to create around these things when it comes to
oh, they're so
like
good at it.
just
They're
impulse
so good
buying
at
it. I'm
it.
like,
Yeah.
no, I caught myself. I'm like, they had me, but I'm like, no,
You're like, no,
no,
no, I know
no.
better. You've done critical thinking and you've emerged on the other side with the $21 in your pocket. Like you could have lost.
It was a lot more than
Actually,
that because
actually more than I was going to say. It's for double
yeah,
packs and the triple packs. That's like
the triple pack,
120, $30. All those five
yeah.
amiibo together.
So that's way too much just to go. Oh yeah, I better get that.
That is a lot.
That's
Yeah.
way too much.
Oh,
Like,
it's yeah, especially I don't know. I think because I would have bought Big Man by himself because I love Big Man from Splatoon 3,
that's a good
and
amiibo. That's like a big one.
oh, he's cool. He's cool, and I really like Shiver and Pearl. They're fine, but just like Big Man's like I really like him, and so if they did him by himself, I would have bought that. But Nintendo smart, they know if you want one
Yeah,
of
they
them
know what they're
and they
doing.
bundle them
Yeah.
together, no, you got to pay up, buddy. And if you want the complete collection, this is the way to do it. So, um, yes, yeah, and then I'm glad at least Ganondorf and Zelda, the latest ones, were single pack ones. I will both anyway, but at least it gives the option for people to sort of buy one or the other and not have to, really, spend more than they need to. So I'm
Yeah.
always for that, always for that. You can have both, single packs and double packs as well for people who are going to get it anyway, but make it cheaper. But they don't do that, so it's yeah. What do you do?
Yeah. Well, you either buy it or you put it back on the shelf and you move on.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm like Amiibo is my cool thing I collect. And so like I've got a lot now, and I was like you at once. I just like just the favorites, and then same thing. You just pick up like I played a lot of Nintendo stuff over the last lots of years now, and you sort of pick up things that you really like and love, and just the way it goes. That's you sort of see them in the wild, and you're like, yep, I want that one in my collection now, and I've got that itch again after recording yesterday. I want to pick up a few at the next garage sales or meets that I go to just to add to it. It's a little bit of fun for me now, just to find something and see if I can add to the collection now. Now that I've got the room as well, because it's didn't have the room before. So I've got a nice room now to display them all, which is good.
Yeah, you got the man room that
Mm.
looks like a kid's bedroom with all the amiibo up there. Same, same as me. What I'm about to lose. Like, oh yeah,
Uh,
that's just Drew's room. So, oh yeah, then expect like a picture of a ute on the wall and
yeah.
a state, and just like a somewhere to drink a beer, and that's all I need in here. But no, there's like a shelf just like DSs and a Pikachu plush and a Kirby plush and all that stuff. Like, this is a 30-year-old man's spare bedroom. Yes, it is. What of it?
Hey, you're not quite 30 there yet, mate. I am, so yep, I got to own that and cop that
Yeah,
on
no,
the
you're
chin.
right. I've got to milk this out while I can, I guess. Like, no, I'm in
Still
my
in your 20s,
20s.
mate.
I'm
Yeah,
young.
make the most of it.
I'm loving life.
Yes, yes.
Full of beans. But yeah, no, it's I do wonder whether there will be any more amiibo just for more games. It kind of seems like there won't be, just because there hasn't been outside of Smash for. Well, actually, that's not true. We have had the Zelda and the Xenoblade, haven't we? But we haven't had it like line up with game launches. I think Nintendo sort of goes, oh yeah, like Zelda's obviously popular, and they sort of fill it out a
Mm,
little bit. Or maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was the same thing, where it came much later. But
yeah.
I quite liked how it kind of took place of like a statue special edition, because you see like a bunch of other games you can get like a statue with the limited edition and all this. Not
Mm,
so much now. I actually haven't seen much of that at all recently, but
no, not
Amiibo was good for
really.
that because it wasn't like it wasn't like a super expensive statue, or it wasn't like a really cheap crappy one that you might get with some of these other
Yeah,
ones as well. But
they're
it's just like a
smaller,
nice little
easier to
thing.
take up
Yeah,
less
that's right.
space. Yeah,
Yeah, so
they're not
I
F
enjoyed it for
F4F
that.
ones, are they? Either ones that
Hmm.
are multiple hundreds of dollars, and obviously they're very, very cool. But you get one of them, and they take up so much space, and you could probably only fit in a handful compared to the scores of amiibo you could fit instead. So, um, yeah, it's kind of scary now for amiibo collectors because there's nothing coming up, and with the next Switch 2 or whatever we're going to call it, like whether that's going to support it. I mean, I think it makes sense for it to continue, and then they just sort of have these sort of every now and then released. But we were talking about this in the Discord, I think, and like because the back covers have changed for the
Oh,
amiibos that have
okay.
come out
Yeah.
recently. Because they used to have all the 3DS and the Wii U and all that kind of information about
Yeah.
the NFC, how it works and how it's compatible. But now it's just literally what it says here is Amiibo. You can use Amiibo with compatible software. Then it says it in about 10 other languages down below, and then a whole bunch of disclosure in different languages. So there's no information on the back now. It's just sort of basic. You can use them for things, but you know, I feel like it's sort of future proofing it in a way. I'd had couple of people think otherwise that it might be the end of it, but I figure why change the back cover of the amiibo if you're going to discontinue them anyway? So I'm hopeful. Hopeful we'll see some more, and would like to see them a little bit more aligned with releases. I think
Me too.
probably better for the cash flow if it's later on. And maybe that might be a tactic by Nintendo to sort of keep you engaged with the content later on. It might sort of help with the bump in sales if you're buying an amiibo. Like, oh, I'll buy the game maybe at the same time if that's your first time doing it. But yeah, they have plenty of opportunities. I think like the mini Mario amiibo could have been a cool thing for Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Oh,
Elephant
absolutely.
amiibo for Mario. That would have been unreal. I would have loved that as an amiibo. So,
And yeah, and I just want to say as well, just like it doesn't have to do anything. I don't really care if it has NFC
oh,
in
I
it.
don't care about that as
Like
much. Yeah.
I actually prefer if it didn't, because but they don't have to like make
Oh,
some
okay.
dumb thing for the game to have, and doesn't make other
Yeah.
people feel left out. I just purely want
Mm,
the figure, like to be honest with you. But other people might feel
yeah.
differently.
No
Like
fair.
it was cool during the Wii U. I think they did a good job, like with Captain Toad and basically have like a other little mode where you can find like little toad toads along the way. I didn't play Captain Toad on Wii U, so I'm just trying to remember back to what their E3 presentation was. But I remember like just like in Tears of the Kingdom as well. I think that was good. Like it just gives you a little bit of a heads up, save a little bit of time hunting and stuff. That's how I took on the
Oh, it
last
was
boss. I got
so
out my
good for
box of
tears.
amiibo. Yeah, I just got down
Yeah.
the
I
box of
just
amiibo and just scanned and scanned and scanned and cooked and cooked and cooked, and I went
conveyor
down
belt.
and
What it
beat
was.
that man's ass. I actually didn't go down and beat that man's ass. He it's funny because I cooked a bunch of like healing items, but the gloom like kicked in and I had 3 hearts left by the time I got to the last boss and I couldn't heal. So
Oh,
I was playing on hard mode and
oh dear.
I'm
Did
like,
you have any Sunday lions or a temporary
nope,
cooker to sort of oh, Drew, you
nope.
made it
No.
really hard to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
I beat it. I thought I had like 30 something hearts, man. I'm like, I'm gonna beat this man's ass. I'm like, I didn't all of that shrine, all of that grinding I didn't make
Mm,
a difference.
did make a difference.
Yeah.
I felt it was quite easy in the end actually because I was the same. I was pretty stocked up, but I did cook the Sunday lions, so I was good for the gloom resistance. I think that was the
For
one
some reason, I
difference.
completely forgot about the gloom. I don't know why. And I thought, I don't know what I was thinking.
I had too many traumatic experiences with gloom nearly killing me down below at the
Yeah,
start that I learned early on to always keep a pretty good supply of those and cook them up when I need to.
smart man. Look, at least there's one of us smart on this goddamn
Thank
podcast.
you, thank you. Yep, yep. That's why you brought me
Oh,
onto the
God.
show.
Yeah, absolutely. Need a
Yeah.
thinker. Christ almighty.
But your favorite amiibo? What's your favorite one?
Yeah, and this is a question you asked on your podcast too, and
Mm,
I was thinking about it today as I was listening, and I probably like the Pokemon ones. I really like the Pokemon ones. Squirtle, Charizard. The Ivysaur one is
yeah,
beautiful. I don't have it
Ivysaur's
on hand at the
great.
moment.
Yeah,
Ivysaur is really good. Um, got to
but
give a
those
shout out
vines
to the
everywhere.
the vines, yeah, and the way
Yeah,
it's in like an attack motion with like
yeah,
the side A, um, which is pretty cool.
yes, yeah.
Metroid Dread, those amiibos are awesome. That's one I do have sort of up
Mm,
on the side here. Because I missed out on the Samus amiibo. All the variations, even like the Samus Returns ones, they were pretty cool. Like
oh,
the
I
3DS
want
game.
them. They're my most wanted
Yeah.
ones. I mean, I didn't get them, and I
Was
should
there
have
a Morph
got.
Ball one? Because there was a pack of them.
No, it was a Metroid, one breaking
Oh, it's a
out.
Metroid and yeah, her crouching. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's
that was awesome.
squishy. Oh, it looks cool. If I see that in the wild, I'm gonna. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
And then the
because that.
Samus Aran like
Mm.
posing down and the arm cannon up. I just they look so good. They're the top two on my list of ones to get.
Because that one was barely printed. I went into the shops and I never saw
Mm,
it, not once. And that
yeah,
was
I
before I learned like, okay, if you want it, you're either pre-ordering it or you're not going to bother.
yeah, and this is before I was really big in Amiibo. It was a bit after that where it sort of really kicked in that I want to sort of yeah
Yeah,
buy the ones that keep coming out. So
that's why I
yeah, just
jumped on
missed
the
it.
Metroid Dread ones.
Yes, yep, yep. They hung around for a while though. I think they printed a lot of them, or maybe the demand wasn't as much as they were hoping for. Because
Yeah,
I did
I would
see
imagine
them
they would have.
linger for a
Yeah,
while.
I would imagine they would have printed more for Metroid Dread on Switch than
I would think so. I
yeah,
would hope
the
so.
game at the end of the 3DS's life. But
Yeah,
yeah, that
yeah,
game did
true.
get like limited edition 3DS and everything. Like it got a pretty good treatment. So I don't know if it got
Yeah,
that sort of overlooked by them. But
I want that for
another
Prime 4. I need to
oh,
do that for
100%.
Prime 4. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I want a new limited edition Switch that late. So
That might be the one that cracks me though, with my OG Switch still.
that's gonna
That
be
might be the
hilarious. You
one.
buy like
Yeah,
a OLED
I
like a month
know.
before.
And then I got to, yeah, buy
Oh,
an
that's gonna
OLED
crack me up.
OLED Switch, and then like 2 months later, the Switch 2 comes out, and my my credit card would be hating me doing that.
Yeah, well,
I'll
you gotta
do
do
it
what you
though.
gotta do,
I'll do
Josh.
it. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll do it. It's like a threat. Like I'll
I
fucking do
ha
it.
yeah, I just love it so much. Yeah.
um, I think like other ones I really like too is like Cat Mario and Cat Peach that came in
Mm,
like a twin set for
they're
3D
cool.
World Deluxe, and yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a really cool little texture to them, like the sort of rough texture to like what the
Mm,
fur is meant to be.
very
I've
different to
never
the others.
I've never felt it because it's still in the box, but it looks cool. It looks like it feels different to
I
the
don't
other
think
ones.
what you expect it to feel is what it feels. Yeah, if that helps.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I think
Stroke that
another
pussy another
one.
time.
Yeah, I'll straight that pussy up. Don't let you worry about that, John. Jesus Christ.
Thank you. Thank you for
Um,
laughing.
and but I think probably what my favorite amiibo is because it's just ingrained in my head of a game that I absolutely love is just like the initial Mario amiibo, like the very first one that came out from Super Smash
Oh,
Bros. For
really?
Wii U. The pose that he's
Yeah, yeah.
in, just reminds me of that game because Smash Bros. For Wii U. I've never been hyped for anything else that much in my life.
Mm.
You know, apart from like maybe my wedding and birth of my newborn son and stuff like that. But um, yeah, I was just so excited for it, and I love Smash for Wii U, and even to the point, yesterday I was coming back from Adelaide, and I was just smashing like the Smash Brothers soundtrack in the car on the way home, and
Yep.
the opening for Smash for Wii U, man, that is something special. I love that theme song specifically for that version of the
Yeah.
game so much. So yeah, I think that would be my favorite
It is good.
amiibo is just like the
Yeah.
first Mario amiibo, just like how he's holding the fireball. I think it's wicked.
Mm. Was that the
So
first one you bought? Your very first amiibo as well?
yeah, I would have bought that with Smash Brothers for Wii U.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I actually can't remember. I definitely got that, and I assume I got Link, unless I couldn't find it. Yeah, assume. I can't actually
With the
can't
P
remember.
pillar.
Yeah, the P pillar. You know, Link's like
Yes.
doing a
Yes.
bit of a sideways dodge, and he just
It's in
wet
an
his
awk
tunic.
it's in an awkward spot as well. Yeah, leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, it is interesting looking back. Like with Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS, they had the trophies built for the game, but then somewhere along the line, like, hey, look, let's make these into toys. We got this Toys to Life initiative. You know, we got this whole thing
Mm,
going. The production's going. We want it to look like the game, look like the trophies. That's a brilliant idea. That's just a no brainer. Because then it just feels that's going to be great for collectors and fans of the game. You know, it all works well together. But then I think like the people that are in charge of the molds and the production, like, all right, what are we dealing with here? What we got? And their models made for a game where you don't have to worry about how things actually stand up and the structural integrity of what's happening. So Link just doing a bit of a jump. So all right, how do we do that without just connecting his foot and it's snapping off really easy when kids are playing with this thing? So they got to put a stand up there, but I don't know why. I also don't know why it was yellow. I don't know where the decision there
yeah,
was. It's just like
you know,
just clear,
whoever was
maybe.
in that
Mm,
that room when it got decided was a mistake. Yeah, it's quite funny seeing the original ones and how they look, and look at you zoom in on some of the faces, and it's pretty rough what's going on there, and just amazing the ones that come out now, and just the detail on the clothing, and even the faces. They're very good now, and they've definitely stepped up their game, which is good to see, I suppose, and even becoming more daring, I suppose, and how they're sort of made, and the poses that happen. Um, they don't just stick within the base. A lot of them sort of overlap now, like the Ridley one. Um, Banjo Kazooie, just stuff's going everywhere. King K. Rule, just the bases are small, but everything else sort of is massive. So it is cool to see, and yeah, it's been a pretty fun journey of the 10 years. Did you pick up Mario Party 10 back in the day? And that came with the Mario amiibo. I remember that was my first one. Just the
absolutely not.
standard, like Mario sort of just up like that, standing.
Yeah, like the Mario series
Yeah,
where it was just like Mario, Yoshi,
yeah,
Luigi, Peach. Yeah,
yes, yeah,
and they
the
don't look
standard
angry.
ones.
They're just standing there.
They're just there.
Yeah.
Yep,
I need my
yep.
toys look angry.
Yeah, they're not in any cool poses or anything like the Smash Bros. On, or like Luigi about to, flop like he does in the Smash Bros. On, which is very cool. Um, yeah, they're a bit more mundane, those ones. But I remember because they had the whole add-on. You could play the board game mode on Mario Party 10 with the amiibo, and it was very much, to try and sell and flip these things, and that's where probably the bad part of the amiibo sort of kicks in, because you get amiibo festival as well, and all those plethora of amiibo that they print out, and they just couldn't sell, and you know the whole premise for the game was to sort of sell amiibo, and the game's not very good. So that's where it was probably a little bit not great in terms of quality, and not the right direction. I think now it's a lot better in terms of they give you a few little things. It's not really pay to win though or anything like that. But if you want something extra, like gives you a boost, they're there for that.
I reckon they should do it when you scan a Link amiibo and it unlocks like the full remaster of Wind Waker in Tears of the Kingdom. That's the only way you can get the game if you buy the amiibo.
Okay.
No, I'm joking about that. That's a bit much,
Oh my
but
god.
that could be a cheaper option.
Goodness.
That
I
could
mean,
be a
it'd be a lot
cheaper option.
cheaper. They'd sell a
Yeah,
lot of amiibo doing that. Heck yeah.
be like sort of like the e-reader where you got to buy the cards and scan them, and you get to play the game. Be
Yeah.
like that, but
Or
instead
like,
you're scanning these amiibo. Oh, you got to get like the whole Zelda set to like get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
or yeah,
It's like,
$200 or something. Yeah.
you know, track them all down on eBay if you want access to Wind Waker
Yeah.
only on Nintendo
God.
Switch. It's like,
What if they sell out and then you got to pay extra? That's right. It's like we Play. You didn't buy We Play to play We Play. You bought We Play to get the Wii remote that came bundled with it, because it was like an extra like $20 or something for the
yeah, yeah.
game.
Actually,
It's like, yeah,
I got Brain
it's a
Academy
no-brainer.
back in the day.
Yes, with the Wii remote. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it just made economic sense. Like, okay, heck yeah,
Heck yeah.
heck
So
yeah.
you been playing anything else, Josh?
Um, yes. Played a lot of Another Code recently, so I'm on a mission to finish this. I'm like a chapter and a bit left in the second part of the game. So Journey into Lost Memories, which came out on the Wii back in the day. Um, yeah, I think I'm enjoying it mostly overall. I'm at the stage now. I'm ready to have it finish and be done with. Um, but yeah, I sort of enjoyed experiencing this weird Nintendo period where these DS and Wii games, just slightly different to the normal, games we would usually get beforehand, and really since. So yeah, one of those really niche titles that they decided to bring back, I think, is a really cool thing. So um, yeah, I'd love to see more sort of storybook, narrative-driven games like that from Nintendo, because it's a bit of a not a common thing from Nintendo in terms of the games they make, having a story like that for people to really follow and enjoy. So um, yeah, pretty easy stuff. Plenty of options if you just want to get through it. Just telling you the direction you need to go. I was mentioning, I think the first game's slightly better than the second one. I think I enjoyed that one a bit more with the mystery and that story. The second one, you're sort of in a camp site near a beautiful lake, and it sort of goes from the first game, but I haven't found the story as interesting as the first one, and the mystery that had surrounded that one. But no, that's been good. So I think you played a bit, didn't you? Are you still going through that one?
Yeah, I'm only just touched the surface of this game.
Yep.
I enjoyed it, but it's one of those games where since it's portable and all of that, this is a good game to sort of chip through, while Lucas is watching TV or whatever,
Yeah.
and I can reserve something a little bit bigger and even something that I might enjoy more for like when everyone's in bed, and then I can put the headphones on and really sink into something. So I've been trying to chip
Mm,
through it, and that strategy hasn't really worked so far. So I'm like an
yep.
hour in, and I haven't gotten back to it. Unfortunately, there's just like I've gotten so many games I'm really excited to play. This is kind of down the list, but I do want to play it just for the sake of like playing it and understanding what it is, and
Mm,
just like I'm sort of in a big retro kick at the moment, so this is like a good way to digest those games instead of playing
Yeah.
like the older game on DS and then on Wii. So yeah, I will play through it eventually. This is going to be on that backlog probably
One of
before
the games we mentioned.
the next
Yeah.
system. Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
not. It's look, we're still in range of it coming out, so it's not on the backlog yet. But yeah, I'm definitely
Yes. It'll be interesting because we
more
don't know how
keen.
long this
Yeah,
backlog period will be. But yeah.
might be
Yeah, I
might
think
be
yeah.
5 years.
I mean, hell, I mean, if they keep selling the way they are, then potentially. But yeah, I think, yeah, like it doesn't have to be another code. Like, I'd love another one in the series. But like, just have another story-driven one. And I think Hotel Dusk, I've heard, is a bit better in terms of it could easily be a bit more like a detective's, is the person at the forefront of the story. So you could have this person, Kyle Hyde, I think, just continue on and do different stories, and that'd be a series Nintendo could do with Arc Systems, who helped remake the originally Sing developed game back in the day. Bring some new ones to life because I think yeah, it just would be a great sort of January, off peak kind of time to bring out a game regularly every couple of years. I think that'd be a cool thing for them to
Hmm,
continue doing.
absolutely, yeah. And
Mm,
like it's Nintendo's the only first party as far as like the consoles go that like sort of does games like this. Like you don't see an Xbox or a
mm,
PlayStation visual novel, and not that it's the most exciting thing or the biggest thing or even the thing that's going to make them like a lot of money, but it's
no,
just nice. It's a good thing to add to the platform, especially with it being portable and people love the visual novels on portable platforms. So yeah,
yeah,
it
that's
is a
right.
good thing just to keep going and um, yeah, I do hope to see more. And if there's more in the future, hopefully they grab my attention maybe a little bit more. But I do plan on getting through it. It's not super long either. It's like 15, 20
No,
hours. So
yeah, 15 to 20 depends how quick you care about the side things that aren't exactly important to the game. Because there's a lot of opportunities for you to explore and sort of interact with things, and some of it's interesting. Will tell you a bit more backstory to the characters. Other times you're just looking at a bookshelf and it'll just be two sentences about the books on the bookshelf and nothing more to it, and doesn't really add anything to your experience. But you don't know that until you sort of click on it and explore anyway. Um, so yeah, options there if you want to speed run through it effectively. Like a
yeah,
yellow icon telling you where to go, what to do, and that sort of streamlines it.
yeah, and that's pretty good too because
Yeah.
like you just like click in the left stick and it sort of appears or disappears. You can turn it on and off. And I use that like
Mm,
a couple of times, just like all right, just leave it on just so while you're walking to the next room or something. So there's no wasted time, looking around or whatever. But
yeah.
yeah, like I said, I'm barely into it, so what
No,
do
fair
I know?
enough.
Mm. But
Do you
what
know?
what I am more excited about is Mario vs Donkey Kong, which learned about
Heck
last
yeah.
year at the last Nintendo Direct, and I've I like played it Friday night when it came out for I
Mm,
don't know how long, maybe maximum 2 hours, but I was getting through the levels pretty quick. I'm on like World 3, just like in one sitting, just
yeah.
sitting there, just doing it and 100%ing the levels as I go, getting the star. And look, it's exactly what I thought it would be. I played the original one and they made it look nicer, sound nicer, all of that stuff. I think it's a lot of
Mm,
fun. I absolutely love these puzzle platformers. We don't get enough. And I'm probably looking in the wrong spots. There's probably a lot of great indie ones out there that are inspired by this very game, actually, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I'm sure they're out there. And
mm.
I know there's one on Wii U. I forgot what it was called with a little yellow bird because I bought the port when it came to Switch. I can't remember anyway. But
That's
yeah,
not Mario and Donkey Kong. It's
but
like an
it's
indie
not Mario.
game.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. But it is one of those things where I would have been happy like if they said, "Oh look, Mario vs Donkey Kong coming to Nintendo Switch Online." Oh, fantastic! Can't wait to play the game again and play it on Switch and all of that. But instead, it's like, oh, it looks better and it sounds better, and it's also $70. So, that's a. I think this would have been a great $50 game. Like it would have been a lot easier to recommend.
Yeah,
Because
for
well,
sure.
like you and I, we're looking for the next thing. We're looking for another Mario game, but a lot of people already have like something else on the list. Some people might have missed Odyssey. Some people might go, oh look, there's a Paper Mario. There's a lot of options when it comes to what you can play. So
Oh, for sure.
this is
Especially
like,
Mario. This is bottom of the list, kind of. If you
yeah,
played everything else, then there's this as well.
yeah. It is one. It's just hard to judge because of the price. It's a no brainer. Like, oh, do you want to have a good weekend? Um, $50 maximum. It would have been a little bit easier of a recommendation, but I think a lot of people, will probably have still like Wonder or one of these mega games still to play
Yeah.
when it comes to like the Mario series or even like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Like you probably pick that up for like easily probably $70, even if it's full price, like at the $80 level. Still $10 more than this, which is, when you contrast those two games, it's a little bit difficult. But yeah, that's the only
Mm,
hung up I have. It's just how it's priced and where it's positioned in the Switch library. But as someone who does enjoy the game and just bought it anyway, it's great. It's a lot of fun, and it's probably going to
mm.
be pretty short as far as like getting through the worlds and whether you're interested in going for like the I guess the content afterwards, which I might be. I'm not sure. Like it adds a fair bit afterwards. You can go back and you unlock
Yeah.
like
I've heard it's a decent
expert
amount.
levels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
some
was listening
harder
to the
stuff. Yeah.
yeah I was listening to the kind of funny review, and that's when it was mentioned there. Like when I first heard them, oh, that actually like kind of doubles the game in some way. Like if you want
Mm,
that, which is cool. So yeah, hopefully that content's compelling to keep playing. But for now, I'm just in the third world and I'm enjoying getting through it. It is easy, but I like that. I don't really need to be pushed back on too much, especially like in the first three levels. I've been playing hard platformers this year already. I played through Donkey Kong
yeah.
Tropical. No, sorry, Donkey Kong Country Returns. All of the Donkey Kong Country games. And I did King of Swing, which kicked my ass. I've done that, so I can play a
Yeah.
Mario game where it's just like, yeah, I'm doing the thing and I'm getting the star and I'm getting the dopamine. Just let me have it.
You're ready
Let
for
me
an
have it, Mario
easier
vs Donkey Kong.
experience.
Absolutely, just give it to
Yeah.
me. Just
Yeah.
let me walk left to
Oh, and
right
then
and
yeah,
give it to me,
yeah.
please.
There's nothing wrong with that. They made it even easier because I imagine not playing casual mode where you're wrapped in a bubble
No,
effectively and you die and you're
no,
not going to
no,
get
I
back
can't
too
do that
far.
for Mario.
Um,
Look, I'm a
yeah,
noob when it comes to Dead Space. Play an easy mode, but when it comes to Mario, look, I gotta play the standard. I'm not,
yeah,
I'm not a little
um,
boy anymore.
yeah.
I'm grown up.
I mean, and I'm glad they've added the hard stuff at the end. I just think you are, no, no. I just wish it was there was an option for it earlier for it to be a little harder.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
one of my yeah. I just I'm loving it too, and just like going through it, and it's cool and so different to what I remember the series being because I don't remember perceiving this version of the game a lot, and it wasn't until like the DS where I saw my younger brother play like March of the Minis or Mini Madness, whatever it was called, playing those sequels. And I looked at the game, I thought, oh, I don't know if that's really for me. I never really played them, but this one being a lot more reminiscent to Donkey Kong '94 and even the original Donkey Kong games back in the day. Um, yeah, I'm having a really good time with it, and it's quite fun. And the stuff that you can do in the game, jumping around, the different monsters I've encountered so far have been cool. So it's yeah, just a great time. I'm just yeah, just absolutely blasting through it though. So I just wish there was maybe even if they had a harder option at the start, that'd be cool. Or just something to sort of make it a little more difficult. But yeah, I'll get to it eventually at the end. Sounds like if I finish the main story, I'll get to the hard stuff, which will be good.
Yeah, it sounds like you'll get that. It's just you need to
Yeah,
hop
just
and bop
got to
through
wait a bit.
some levels.
I
Yeah.
want it now.
Oh, I want
That's
to
right.
be challenged now.
Give me a
Maybe
challenge. Yeah.
maybe up the challenge yourself. Maybe just like cut off a thumb or something like that. Just
That's true. That's
yeah.
true. I could
You
give
can
my
yeah
controllers Joy-Con drift and do
yeah
that.
that'll make it like annoying
Play,
and frustrating.
play with
Yeah,
Joy-Cons, but put them in the wrong hands. That's true.
you could.
Got to like Nuzlocke it in a way to make Pokemon harder. Do this in Mario and Donkey Kong,
That's right. Maybe use your feet. That'd be a good idea.
like a monkey. Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, like a Donkey Kong. You can be
I
Donkey Kong
I
versus
feel I
Mario.
feel some Twitch streamers already done that already. Is playing it while eating bananas and using their feet to control it or something. I don't know. That just feels like a very Twitch thing to do.
It does. Yeah. Use
Yes.
use
Yep.
the Donkey Kong bongos to play the game. That'd be cool.
Hey. I have Donkey Kong, but I don't have the bongos. I want those bongos. Yeah,
Yeah, I've
they look
been
like fun.
yeah, I had a bit of a squiz. I don't think they're too expensive, to be honest with you. Like a
They're
lot
not
of
too
this stuff,
expensive,
especially
what I've
GameCube,
seen. Yeah,
yeah, has
yeah,
gone skyrocketed in price, but I think they're
yeah.
okay.
I think you can like the Japanese. If you bought Japanese ones, they'd work, wouldn't they? It's just you just plug it
Oh yeah,
into your GameCube and away you go.
yeah.
So
GameCube is
next
region
year,
locked, but yeah, but the
I don't know if the
controllers aren't.
controllers are. Yeah,
Yeah, they
um,
shouldn't be.
yeah, I'll obviously double check before I do it. But like, if I go to when I go to Japan next year, if I come back home with some bongos, you know what's gone down. So that'll be a good time as had. It'll probably be cheaper as well as things typically tend to be over there in Japan.
Mm. Yeah, because they're
Yeah.
just like, ah, it's old shit. Who cares? But we're like, oh my god, it's retro. I
There's
really
just so
want
much of it.
it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
little bit jealous. A little bit jealous.
jealous. Talk to yourself for 10 seconds. I've got to find my computer charger. It'll go flat if I don't get it in the next few minutes. I'll be quick.
All right. Well, thank God. Actually, I was looking for my laptop charger last night, and I couldn't find it. So hopefully, Josh isn't in that position. Because if he is, I'm going to be sat here talking by myself, and we don't want that again, do we? Jeez Louise. I got to
Sorry
plug in
about
pretty
that.
quick. You got that
Yeah,
plugged in pretty quick?
I just couldn't see it. I knew it was close, and I'd unplugged it because my laptop was full during the day, and then I've just obviously forgotten to leave it in for tonight.
Yeah, well, thank
Did
God
I
you could
miss
find
much?
it because, oh yeah, you missed a heap. Yeah, I had a really engaging conversation, by myself here. But yeah, um, have you finished Prince of Persia yet? Have you wrapped that one up, or you still got that one on the go?
Haven't touched that for a little bit. I'm up to a boss battle, and I'm like 90% of the way through it. So it's
Yeah,
with another code. Wanted to finish that, and then Donkey Kong's come through. It's just been one of those juggling acts trying to go through the
100%.
three. But I'm definitely keen to jump back onto it and play it. It's just been I got like lately because it's definitely harder. Got to be in that state of mind to play it, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I've had some busy weekends which haven't helped. So what I realized when I was reflecting was I was playing it on the weekend a lot when I had a lot more time and was ready to sort of sink some time into it. Whereas if you get to sort of a weekday and it's like 8 o'clock at night and I'm only going to play for like an hour or something, just wasn't. I was feeling like playing something else where I could, save instantly, like another code or not even Mario and Donkey Kong. That's an easy one to sort of drop and play straight away. So um, definitely got to finish it because it's been a very good game and like a big surprise coming out of the gates in 2024, which is nice and cool for Ubisoft to do with the series as well.
Yeah, yeah, it was nice to see them
Mm,
utilize that team for like a more 2D game again. It was really good
yeah,
because yeah, massive Rayman fan. I think they made like one of the best, if not the best, 2D platformers of all time. So they've definitely
legends.
nailed like the Metroidvania style as well. So yeah, I
They
really
did.
enjoyed it too.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it, but yeah, I definitely feel you with like you got to push yourself to play it because especially if you've had like a few weeks off as well because you're like all right, you get back to it. You got to like learn the combat, work out where you are.
mm,
That's just Metroidvanias just in general. Like you fall off,
yeah, yeah.
you may as well just throw the game back on the shelf and come back to it
That
later.
yeah.
Uh,
There are a couple of platforming challenges that were frustrating me towards the end. They sort of really sort of add them towards the end there, and
mm-hmm.
yeah, if you I don't know, I don't know if I like that in my Metroidvanias. I think reflecting on that as
Mm,
well, I think because it's definitely not a Metroid thing or a Castlevania thing that I'm used to.
yeah,
This platforming stuff seems a bit more like the Hollow Knight, from what I've heard of. And it's the same premise. It's optional, and you don't have to do it, but there's sometimes when you have to, and that does, if you're not feeling it, it is a frustrating thing. And typically I get there, but there was just one in particular, like I had to do it, and I just thought this was extremely like the window for opportunity when I need to do a dash was so like had to be so precise, and I just wasn't getting it, and so it was just a recipe for rage quitting and never playing it again. So I took the decision to use a portal for that moment and get through to the other side and just keep going and not be ashamed because there's nothing shameful in doing it because you want to have a
No,
good
no, I
time
did
with
it
these
too.
games. And yes, so I made sure to do that just so I could keep playing and enjoying it.
Yeah, well, it gives you that option, so there's no shame in
Yeah.
using it. But
Mm.
I must admit, Josh, when the Game Fest came out, you were pretty high on it, but it seems like it's peed you off a little bit to the extent where you've put it down a little bit.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I remember when we first talked. I was really, yeah, I was definitely high on it and praising it to the moon and back. I still am praising it. I think it's really good. It's just um, a few of these other things have come to light, and I think you asked me at the time whether I think Dread's better or Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and I didn't quite tell you or couldn't quite tell you at the time.
Mm.
I definitely know now after playing through it and experiencing it, and just what I like in a game. But that's not to say it's not going to be someone else's favorite game who loves the Metroidvanias, really, because it's you know, like the amount of stuff they have in this game is unreal from an accessibility point of view, and all the options like Ubisoft Montpellier, whatever they're called in Canada. Sorry, did a phenomenal job putting this together, and really should be commended for the quality of Metroidvania that it is, and just a game in general. So, um, yeah, and all of this stuff is alleviated because there's options, and so it's just I shouldn't technically be complaining because there was always a way for me to get through this without having to do it, which is cool. So, I've always harped about that on the show, in Tambania as well. So yeah, it's no, it's very good. It's just I think I like my Metroid better. That's all.
That's more than fair enough. That's more than fair enough.
More than fair enough. Thank you.
Just by default, I'm going to say that I enjoy Prince of Persia more because I actually beat it.
Yeah,
Just by
no,
default.
that's
I don't
yeah,
know if that's true or
yep,
not, but I stuck through that game, but I did not stick through Dread. And that's a game I might talk about later on that
yeah. I mean,
backlog of
like,
mine.
and the only thing you can do in Dread is lower the difficulty. It's not like you can like skip something or
Yeah,
really adjust things like the damage from
which I
enemies
respect
or the
as well.
health you get.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's a more approachable Metroidvania for sure.
mm,
Yeah, a
absolutely.
good way to ease someone new into it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it eased me into it,
Mm.
especially at the start where it's like, look, you can have explorer mode on or like put your waypoints. I'm like, oh thank God, turn on the waypoint. I couldn't
Tell you
press
where to
the
go.
A
Yeah.
button quick enough. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit more motivated maybe to like, get it going because I signed up to Ubisoft Plus. So I
Yeah.
had a
Yeah. Yeah. The
month to,
time limit.
yeah, I had the time limit, which, I got the game cheaper and it gave me like a bit of a push as well to make sure that, like, this might be wrong, but say if I signed up to Ubisoft Plus, paid my $24 and I didn't finish it, I would have felt like I would have felt like I lost my $24. No, I don't think that's
Oh, for
right.
sure.
Like even if I
Yeah.
played it for 2 hours, it's better than just buying it for $80 and
Mm.
dropping it. But don't know. Whatever works for
I,
me, if that gives me the
no,
motivation, whatever. Yeah.
definitely get that. You bought it for a month and you got the whole aim of let's finish it while you can. But yeah, did a Skull and Bones not tickle your fancy to renew your membership for another month or something on
No,
Ubisoft
no, I don't,
Plus?
don't think so. I played a lot of the
I've
crew
heard great things anyway.
motorsport, and I really
Mm.
enjoyed that. And I
Yep.
started Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I'm like, I don't have enough time, so I'll leave it there. But Ubisoft have a
Yeah.
handful of good games on there. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Good on them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Big price, but if you're playing all their stuff, as a
Yeah.
Nintendo fan, if you're getting the new releases for $24 a month, I'd pay that, and I was
Oh
getting
my
all the
god.
games. You
I
would
think
though, wouldn't you?
Nintendo.
$24 a month.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
You're getting 10 releases a game a year, sorry. Of we get Mario and Donkey Kong this month. Last month we got another Code. Next month they get Princess Peach. Like heck yeah, I'd be paying $24 a month.
yeah, easily, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
I don't think
such good
most
value.
people
It would be
would though,
stupid.
but we would.
You don't think so? I think for Nintendo especially, it'll be stupid good value. Like Xbox Game Pass is good value, but at the same time, Xbox don't
Mm,
release a game every 2 months,
yeah,
3 months, or
yeah.
even 4 months. You know, um,
You might be right. I think yeah, if you buy a Switch console, you're probably buying most of the Nintendo stuff, aren't you? That's yeah. So that might be yeah. 'Cause what's $24 for 12 months? So 240 for 10 months. So
yeah.
200
If If you just leave it going, it is not good
8.
value. Because
Yeah.
I think the only games on Ubisoft Plus that are worth like playing on there, because everything else is literally $10. Like if you go and get an old Assassin's Creed game or whatever have you, they're all very cheap. Obviously,
Yeah.
just infamously, Ubisoft games go on sale really quick, and once they're over a
Straight
year
away.
old,
Yeah.
for the most part,
Yeah.
they're pretty cheap, which is cool, accessible, all of that fun stuff. I love cheap games. Don't get me wrong. But it also means when you sign up for a subscription service, $24, like you're not going to play a $10 game because you're not going to
No.
get good money's worth. But for a game that just came out, as well as like games within the last few months, it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Because like
That's right.
there's the Avatar game and what's it called? The Crew. There's a Star Wars game coming out. If you're interested in Skull and Bones, there's that as well.
Outlaws. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Outlaws. Yeah, so
That looks really good. Keen for that. Yeah.
But
Yep.
it's I don't know how they make money on it. I really don't, because I sign up for Prince of Persia. I look at the rest of the catalog. I'm like, look, I don't need to stick around. So I just pay $24, play the game, I play the Crew, and I'm out. Like I don't know how they make money on it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't think they would.
You made your money. Yeah. You've done very well to play a new game for $24, where that would have been $68, 69 or something. Physical.
Yeah, the whole point of
Straight
a
away.
subscription service is to get people to sign up and stay. Then you
Mm.
can like have reliable income month to month, year to year, and know
Yeah.
what you're going to earn on top of like obviously selling games and selling things on the side. But Ubisoft, they don't have the catalog to be able to do that. Like, they've put themselves in a position where they make their money or get their sales through selling it cheaper quickly, so they're able to keep that sales momentum like going until the game sort of really runs out of steam. But because of that, a subscription service really doesn't make any sense for their games unless they change their sales strategy, which maybe they can't because the audience is used to that. I'm just a little bit confused why they're so aggressively targeting subscriptions, but it's not my problem.
I mean,
got the game
yeah,
cheap.
I feel like they're one of the more consistent developer and publishers out there in terms of like getting games out. Whether people would actually just subscribe to what Ubisoft do, that remains. I don't really know, but yeah, I mean, I just look at the catalog and yeah, I mostly agree with you. Like, there's not. I don't know. I'm just a big Nintendo fanboy, but just looking at the stuff, there's not a lot that sort of appeals to me.
Mario plus Rabbids not on there because obviously it's not on Switch, so you don't have access to them.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Us Nintendo fans, we get it so good because Nintendo's so like, no, it has to be on Switch. Like the one-sided relationship between them and Microsoft over using IP, it doesn't go the other way. It's yeah, Nintendo is no, all about exclusivity, whereas Xbox is not, as we've heard of recently. But yeah, and like, there's so many streaming services as well. Like Paramount Plus is a thing now. Like, just like I don't know how all these survive. I don't know how it's profitable in the long run. I don't know how people can afford 4 or 5 different streaming service logins as well, because you're paying, adding all them up, $10, $12 a month, probably more. That's $60, $70 probably that you're paying just in, probably more, just in streaming fees monthly. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I've got Netflix at the moment, and Chantel wanted to watch a few things on Amazon actually. So we got Amazon Prime again. I think that's what we got access to Disney, but that's a friend's account. Disney don't listen to that. Don't pay any attention to that. Because if we lose Disney Plus, I'm not paying for it. It's like $27 a month. But Spider-Man's on there, and Lucas loves Spider-Man. We're gonna be fucked when he goes Spider-Man. I'm like, Mum, we can't play.
We don't have it. Oh, sorry, mate. Spider-Man's
like,
gone
I
home.
don't understand what you're saying. I just want my Spider-Man. Holy shit.
Yes.
We're in
I
for a
pay annually for
2-year-old
Disney
tantrum.
Plus. I found that's
Was
the
that,
cheaper
sorry?
way to
You
do
do?
it. I pay annually for Disney Plus. That's
Oh,
the
you
cheaper
can do
way.
that, can you? Right, gotcha.
It turns out to be 120 or something a bit more a year, so it's a bit more palatable.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I really don't want it, but like, I don't really have any need for it. But apart from Spider-Man, I was half thinking like go and get the box set, something like that. Old school.
Like
go and get the DVDs.
One and
Yeah.
done, one-off payment, and that might in the long run be cheaper.
Yeah, it's funny because I play mostly on my PlayStation. I've got 2 PlayStation 5s. I hate saying that because it makes me seem like I'm either bad with money or I'm rich or something. I'm really not, but I got two PS5s just
Oh, it's better than the number of Switches you
because of
have.
my setups. That's right. Uh, yeah, no, that's changed, Josh. We're not doing multiple systems with the next Switch. But anyway, I mainly like play discs on like my portable TV, and but the one that's like in the main living room that that we use for the family is pretty much just like a streaming box, really, apart from the odd
Mm.
game which I decide to play on the main TV. It's just got Thomas the Tank DVDs in it. Like that's what's in the disc drive. It doesn't have a game in it. It's just a Thomas the Tank Engine ready to go.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
that
mean,
might be
it's helping you. It's
yeah.
helping you. That's the main thing.
So yeah, if Disney Plus they lock down on the password situation, it's going to be Spidey
Yeah,
and his
well,
amazing friends in that disc drive, and the PlayStation 5 is just going to be ready to go with that.
yep, yep.
Anyway,
Crazy,
um,
crazy. Yeah,
it's
but
crazy,
Thomas
Josh.
Tank Engine's for you as well, though, not just
It kind of was.
Lucas for
Yeah,
you. So yeah, just
yeah.
like the Mario movie when you're playing that for the 15th time. That's Daddy Drew's having a bit of a good time still while he's watching it with his kid.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Yeah, we're watching the Mario movie literally every day. He goes Mario, like he does his little Mario, and his favorite character is Luigi because he's like, we point to the
Luigi.
characters. He goes Ouija. Then
Luigi.
point at Toad's one of his favorites as well. Point to Toad's like Toad.
Yep.
I love the way he says it. Like, yeah, it's so cute. And yeah, just we watched it every day, and maybe a little bit before bed, type of thing. Like, all right, watch it before bed, and man's like, all right, Mario needs to go to bed. But I never got sick of it. And actually, I got a bit deeper appreciation for the movie the more I watched it. Like when I first watched it, I'm like, I loved it, and I think that it has so many Easter eggs. I love like the music and like, oh, that's from Mario Sunshine. That's Mario Brothers 3. Like, I just like just loved it. But I'm like, I can say, was it a bad movie just as far as movies go? Like as far as I guess the storyline and the characters for like someone who's just like, I just want a kids movie for my kid, and they don't play Mario, they don't care. But the more I watched it, I'm like, no, it is a good movie. I think is a good movie. I think it's, and Chantel, like she doesn't care much for Mario necessarily. She's not a obsessive video game nerd like me. But she was laughing at certain sections and all of that. Yeah, I think it's great. So there you go. There's
I mean, and that's who it's really for, isn't it? That's the target market for these movies, for kids and for the family, and as people who played with the games throughout our years and our childhood to where we are now, like we're getting all these little references, like the GameCube ringtone, the Wrecking Crew references, all that, and the Punch Out stuff. Like it's all there, and for people who've loved this series for years. But at the same time, it's got to appeal to everyone, doesn't it? And so, it does a really good job. I do feel it's nonsensical at times for people who have no idea. Like why the hell are they on rainbows in go-karts right now, kind of thing. For someone who's never played a video game before, you're not going to really have a great time. But if you know Mario and Mario Kart, which most people do, it's just the older generations that might not. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I think it's just at the end of the day, it's a kids' movie, so I don't think the adults like. Why are they driving on rainbows? That's ridiculous. You can't even get to a rainbow. It's just like the light and how it shines through the water. Like that's ridiculous. No, I don't think so. I think people let go of a lot of that when it comes to it. But I can't believe it's already been an hour and whatever. I was expecting like this show to be an hour. But we're like sort of nowhere near the end. Hope you don't mind that. I hope you've got another hour or so left in it. Do you, Josh, or you're feeling a bit run down? How are you feeling?
No, good. Another hour. Yeah, an hour's good. That will be a good time to wrap it up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, nice, man.
We've got the next topic, don't we?
Yeah, well, I was thinking about talking about my Adelaide trip. I just want to talk a little bit about what I did on the weekend, which was basically go up to Adelaide for a Sage event, which was basically a lot of the Adelaide local developers getting together and showing off their games to the public, which was really cool. A bunch of them that other people who have gone to PAX Australia looked at the indie game show floor will recognize a lot of titles there. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that was Adelaide, for example. It was nice to just have it all local. And I as I think there's a lot of pride when it comes like to your hometown or like people around you when they're doing the thing, they're kicking ass, they're making cool stuff, they're putting themselves out there. I just cannot help but feel just like happy and just really excited for them that there's people around us just like making cool stuff. So had a lot of fun playing a lot of the games, and even honestly, there's a lot of games where you'll sort of look at it and you're like, oh, no, I don't think it's my thing necessarily. But then you sit down, you actually play it, uh, sort of get sucked into it a little bit and actually really enjoy it. And that's something that's really unique to video games where even if like you look at it, it's like, oh look, it doesn't look that interesting or
Mm.
whatever. Like when you actually get into it, if the gameplay, a lot of time's gone into the design and everything, that's when that's when you enjoy it. And
Yeah, cool.
unfortunately, I forgot the name of the game, but it's like you're just like looking around these areas for like silhouettes of cats. It's like you're just looking for these cats. So I'm like, when I was looking at it, I was like, no, that looks, it doesn't really look like my type of thing. Like, after a day's
Okay.
work, do I just sit there and want to click on cats type of thing? Um, but I sat down at the PC and I was clicking around and I'm looking behind trees, using the mouse cursor to sort of drag the environment to look around. And I was getting into it. Like those last few cats were pretty tricky and it was kind of fun. So yeah, just like that was an example where
Cool.
it's like, that's not a game where I'll see in a direct and be like, oh, sweet. Cannot wait for that one. But yeah, that got my attention.
Yeah.
But just one game I want to point out from this game. It's going to Kickstarter next week. It's called Pipsqueak, and it's a Metroidvania game. It's beautiful pixel art, maybe in vein of like Shovel Knight in some ways. And there's a semi Shovel Knight mechanic where you can slash down with your sword and you actually do like a bit of a hop. So you can like there's arrows shooting out at you, and you use that sort of to
Okay.
platform and bounce up to the later stages. And yeah, it's fun. I didn't get my hands on the sticks. I actually went up with Paul James from Player2.net. He actually let me know about the event. I'm like, oh yeah, no, yeah, I guess I'll go up for that. So what he did is he drove from Melbourne, 5 hour drive to my house, stayed the night. So he got here like
Oh,
11
nice.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we left at was it 8 o'clock the next day. Got to Adelaide, a bit after lunch, and then he looked at the event. He got some interviews and some connections for his podcast, Dev Diary. Go and check it out.
Yep.
And then he's like, "All right, I've got family commitments, and I've got to go back to Melbourne." So he drove from Adelaide to Melbourne
That same day.
that same day. And
So he wasn't in Adelaide for long then.
he was
Man,
not in
he would have got
Adelaide
back
for
after
long.
midnight.
He sure did. He sure did. So
Heck.
yeah,
Wow.
that's one hell of a commitment. I don't think there's anything that would make
How'd
me
you get
drive.
home? You went with him
No,
back
we
home?
came in separate cars because yeah, he wanted to go straight home and I wanted to
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't a madman, so I didn't want to go straight back. But
Like,
him
Drew, you
going
would have got
directly
stuck in Adelaide.
yeah, that's right. Him going directly to Melbourne as well cut off a couple of hours too. So he's like, yeah, I don't want to go back to your place and go to Melbourne because then it'll be like a 10-hour drive instead of a 7.5 or however it works out. But yeah, massive commitment from Paul. So well done to him. But yeah,
Yeah,
Pipsqueak,
that's unreal.
it looks pretty interesting. So I just want to give a shout out because it's it's a solo dev working on this game going into the Kickstarter. I'll put a link in the show notes if you just want to check it out. At the moment, he's just doing like just getting people to follow the Kickstarter. Just well, this is something they explained to me, but Kickstarter there's an algorithm for like getting followers and engagement before the actual Kickstarter launches, similar to like
Yeah.
wish listing on Steam and PlayStation. So yeah, I thought it looked cool, and it's just like it's great that there's Adelaide developers out there doing their thing, and
That's awesome.
team
Were
yeah.
there more than you thought, overall
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
event?
there was a lot of games there. I don't know how many, but
Cool.
there was like would have been easily more than 20. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. There's
I
there's
couldn't
there's
tell.
there's a scene in Adelaide, which is cool. And,
Yeah,
coming from PAX, you see, a few Adelaide people, South Australians make the trek across amongst all the other Australians and international developers. So, that's a bit going on in Adelaide. So, let's call it this event is on. I think it's part of the Fringe officially, so it's one of the Fringe events
Yeah.
that they have, which is a little different to the other stuff that you get, but that's cool nonetheless. Yeah, it's a shame I couldn't make it and see you that day, just with the dates not lining up. But yeah, was it remind you a lot of PAX then, like the indie show floor, same sort of vibes going on?
Yeah, sort of. And it was
Yeah,
cool that there was a decent turnout, like just for that. Like there was like
yeah,
families and kids there, and I think that especially is really nice
it's
because
cool.
when you're a kid, we're all the same. Like you're a kid, and they're like, oh look, what's the biggest thing on the TV? It's Pokemon. So what did we play? We played Pokemon. And it's the same with kids now. They're all playing Fortnite. The peer pressure. That's where the kids hang out, as well
Yep,
as in
that's
other
right.
big games, Minecraft and all this. But I feel like if you're a kid, like going out and checking out like indie games from your hometown, that's commendable. I appreciate that. I appreciate the youth making the effort to go and play the games. And there was like a few games where you could see like the kids just like smiling and laughing and all of that, and it's really like resonating with them, which was really cool. So yeah, no, it was a great event overall. I'm happy I went up for that. Um, but
Yeah,
so
nice.
I stayed the night, and last week I talked about my sort of retro game kick that I'm going on, and really nostalgic for the Wii in particular. So I stayed up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was on Facebook Marketplace. I was on Gumtree checking out like because I organized the Wii to pick up from this guy who was not too far where I was staying. But the only time he was available was 7:30, and 7:30 was tea time, and my good friends that I hadn't
Oh,
seen
at
in a long
night.
time we're having tea. I'm like,
Yeah.
do I go and pick up this $65 Wii, or do I catch up with my good friend Seamus and Riley? Do I do that? I picked my mates over the Wii.
Yeah. Was it a
It's
special
funny.
Wii or just a standard
No, no, no,
Wii?
no. It was just a black Wii.
Black Wii.
Um,
Okay. So colored at
and it,
least. Yeah.
yeah, and it was $65. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not the it's probably like the cheaper end of
Yeah.
like not fucked Wii's that I've seen, because
Mm.
it's so funny like perusing the marketplace and Gumtree, like you see some Wii's that are just being like mutilated by dogs or kids or whatever have you. There was one where it's like a Wiimote was just like mauled by a dog and they're selling it, and I sent him an offer like I sent him an offer of like 120 because it was like three Wiimotes and all of this stuff, and they declined it. I'm like, dude, this is it's just all trash. Like,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
worth
Yeah. Yeah.
$200, whatever you're asking. But I tracked one
No.
down. I found a red Wii, which
Oh,
I was
cool.
really happy about. I really wanted a
Yeah.
red
Yeah.
one. I wanted something a little bit different to what I had, originally with the launch
Red suits
white
you.
Wii.
Red's your color. Yeah.
Yeah, red's my color. So
Yeah.
now I've got a few red consoles, which makes me happy. But
Yeah. Hell yeah.
tracked it down and he got back to me. So that morning I went and picked up the Wii bundle. So I got a red Wii with a red Wii Motion Plus remote and a
Cool.
black remote and a white remote and a bunch of games. And it came with so much shit, like
Shovelware.
shovelware.
Yeah.
So I had a pile of shovelware, and it came with the U Draw tablet and
Oh no.
Skylanders portal and a bunch of
Yeah.
Skylanders. So I had like
Uh,
all of this just stuff. But
yep.
amongst that were some gems. The one that I really wanted, which I did not buy when I was a kid, was like New Super Mario Brothers Wii, which I never had. I've never played through. Purely
Really?
because $100 was so much to me as a kid, and I just
Mm.
did not need $100 version of New Super Mario Brothers, which I love and I played a lot, but I just didn't need a $100 version of it on Wii, so I
Yeah.
never bought it.
Yep.
Because I remember buying Twilight Princess for $100. That was so much money, but it was so worth it for that game. That's a massive
Mm.
game. But for New Super Mario Brothers, yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't really
No.
on my priority for that much money. So
No.
I didn't pick it up. But then I got Wii Play with it as well as
Yes.
Mario and Sonic at the London Olympics, which I can't currently
2012.
see on camera.
Cool. That's the
Yeah,
second one in the series. Yes.
yeah. And it came with
Unless they
another
did a
copy
winter
of
sports one.
Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which
Ooh,
you can never
Nintendo
have too many.
Selects.
Yep, you can never have too many copies of Smash Brothers because um, back when the Wii was, the main console,
Mm.
I ruined two Super Smash Brothers discs. One was because I was playing with a GameCube controller, and had it standing up, and the GameCube controller pulled the Wii over, and just like when it
Yeah.
fell, it didn't fall off anything. It was just on the carpet. It was on the ground, but it just fell and like scratched the disc when it made impact. So
Yeah.
I took it to Into Games, which was a local game store at the time, and I got them to buff it, like to fix it. Like,
Yep.
yeah, we'll do it. And I get it back and I look at it, and the disc is like matte because they didn't consider that it's a double layered DVD, so they buffed
Oh
it down more
no.
than they should have. So it was just
Yeah.
like it was completely ruined, and they actually gave me Guitar Hero 3 for like the amount of money off that Super Smash Bros. Brawl costs. So I got it for like
Okay.
$50. So yeah, I was happy with that. But then,
Okay.
you know,
But still.
I, I, I got another copy of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I think it was year 12. So this was, you know, years later,
Mm.
2012. We used to have Super Smash Bros. Tournaments at school, and we had
Yep.
one on the weekend. And I brought my Wii in, had the GameCube controller set up, and one of my friends, he's a complete dickhead. I'm going to call him out. I love him very much, but I'm going to call him out just because why not?
Do it.
Conrad, my good mate Conrad, he was like chasing someone or just running around being a fuckwit, and he
Yep.
ran through my GameCube controller fucking cord, and the Wii just went with it, and like ruined the disc
That hurts.
there. So
Yeah.
so
No
yeah,
good,
no,
Conrad.
fuck you, Conrad. Love
Yeah,
you, mate.
that's
If you ever listen to this,
shame.
you're
For
a good
shame.
mate.
What did he do? How did he make it up for you?
He gave me a bit of money towards getting another copy.
Okay, very good. That
So
helps.
yes, this is like the third case of Super Smash Bros. Brawl I've got, and then Mario Kart Wii. So got a few. They're the sort of gems out of out of the shovelware that I got. But the shovelware came in handy because I decided to go around a couple of cash converters, go and check out what's going on at cash converters. We've only got one tiny little cash converters where I live, so I type in cash converters in Adelaide. There's like fucking 20 of them. Like I
There's a
couldn't believe
few.
how many there were,
Yeah.
and they're all close
They're always
together.
a
I don't
fun
know
time to
what the
go
go is. Yeah, I don't know why they're so close together either. But
Which one did you
I
go to?
I couldn't tell you. I just typed it in and drove there. I didn't know where I was
Okay.
or what I was doing, but I
Yep.
was at a big one, and looking at the Wii games, and there's a lot of shit. Like obviously you go to
Yeah.
cash converters, you're looking at Wii games. There is a lot of rubbish,
A lot of
but
bad
I
stuff.
see a couple of gems in there. I'm like, oh, I'll pick that up. So I got Tales of Symphonia: Dawn of the New World, which is like a European copy, and it was $39. So I'm like, oh yeah, pick that up. And I think on eBay it goes for roughly like $50. That was a nice little pickup. I'm actually keen to play that one too. I like to play the Tales games. I got Epic Mickey too
Yep.
for $19.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't too
They-
bad.
Are they good games, the Epic Mickey? I remember them being sort of talked about a bit and a bit of hype for
Yeah,
them back in the day. I never played them though. Yeah.
no, I haven't either. I remember
Yeah.
I think I remember the first one being a little bit of a letdown for people. I don't know how much hype was going into it or
Yeah.
anything like that. But yeah, I remember it being a bit of I can't remember the second game, but you know, I bought it. It's a Wii exclusive type of thing.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, that was my cash converters adventures. After that, I was on a bit of a high. So when I was going around other cash converters, they were a lot smaller. So I went in there, and it was just literally all like Wii Fit and shovelware. And
Yeah.
it was just
There's so much of it on the Wii, isn't there?
it was just insane, man. Like if you go
Yeah.
to these cash converters and like put all the Wii games in a pile and just melt them down, it would just be absolutely crazy. So
Yeah, but you do get the occasional nugget of a thing at a cash converters, but you got to be there at the right place in the right time because you got other people going in there looking for the exact same thing that you're looking for, and if there's anything that's rare or decent,
yeah,
it gets picked up pretty well unless it's priced way out of what it really should be going for. But yeah, so you enjoy that because I suppose you don't really get the chance where you live
yeah,
in the
yeah.
southeast. It's
I
not
did really
really
enjoy
a
it.
thing you can do. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was really
yeah.
enjoying it. Like, you know, I go and pick up the Wii and I have a bit of a look around. And
Mm.
I was going to go to a retro game store called Southern Games, but it was a long way away, and I didn't have the time. I had to leave to get home, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I wasn't 100% whether it was open on a Sunday either. It probably might not have been. So I would have been very disappointed if I made the sort of trip to the southern end of the city.
Yeah,
But
it's open. It's open every day, so you would have been able to give that a
yeah,
go, I think.
yeah. So you've been there before.
Yeah.
Would it have been worth going to? Because it said like a 40-minute trip for where I was, like pretty much to exit the city and go home. But is it worth going to? Is like
I think
for
so.
like
Yeah,
retro
I
stuff?
think you would
Yeah.
have seen some stuff that you would have liked. So,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, it's been a little while since I've been there though, but from what I remember, it's a good one. Did you go to Vicious Video in the end in the city, or were you not in the
No, no,
city?
no. I ended up just going to a couple of cash converters, and
Just the cash converters.
that
Yeah.
was sort of
Yep.
it. But I did pick something
Yep.
else up on Facebook Marketplace actually. I've been wanting one of these like forever, but it was just so expensive. But well, actually, what it wasn't. But just at the time when it came out, I was not buying a whole lot of accessories for
Mm.
Wii. But I picked up a GoldenEye 007 on Wii, the sort of remaster
Hey.
remake. I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
the camera's not doing a good job at showing it, but yeah, got that nice box copy, and it came with the Golden Pro controller, which
Yes.
I've always wanted because I've got the
Mm.
golden Wiimote from Skyward Sword, the 25th year anniversary edition, and I've always wanted
Yeah.
like the gold nunchuck, which I think was like a My Nintendo Rewards sort of exclusive.
Yeah, I don't remember
I
you could
think
get them.
you
Yeah.
couldn't buy them. I know that, and so
Mm.
I had this Wiimote, and it frustrated me that I couldn't match. I don't know why. That's just my OCD or something like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kicking in. Maybe just common sense.
Oh,
You don't want two sides of the controllers different colors, do you? Nintendo Switch. You know what I mean? It's just throws you
definitely
off a little
not.
bit.
No,
No,
no way, not at all. Yeah, correct. Or every other special edition Joy-Con they've done, like, hell no.
this
Wanted to,
controller I got right here. Yeah,
yeah, yep,
the
yep.
Splatoon 3 Pro controller. Yeah,
Or any Pro controller, isn't it? Always gotta be black in the middle, doesn't it? That's just the style. But that's cool. I remember having fun with the Wii version of GoldenEye. That was fun with the motion controls. For the gun as well. But then yeah, you had the option, didn't you, to use an actual controller? I think I've got that gold one as well somewhere in my
yeah, nice. Yeah,
one of my
it's my
boxes
first.
somewhere. Yeah.
It's my first time actually using like the Wii Classic controller Pro. So I
Yeah.
just had the
Yep.
Wii Classic controller, which I bought close to the launch of the Wii.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm feeling super nostalgic for the Wii. I've set it up. I've put the
Mm.
homebrew channel on it. Haven't gotten really any further than that. But
Yep.
I'm gonna be I'm really keen to play Excite Bots, which didn't come here in Australia. So if you
Ooh,
remember Excite
yes.
Truck, which was a Wii launch title, that got a follow up called
Yes.
Excite Bots, where you could play as like this
Yes, it
transforming
did.
bots. And I never played it because I still remember the day when I went to Aussie Nintendo, which was a Nintendo community I was a part of when I was like a kid, pretty much. And they had the news article like Excite Bots is not coming to Australia. I remember being so let down by that. Um,
Okay.
so, and the Wii's region locked just to power territories. So there was no playing that. But with the homebrew channel, you can make it region free and just download the ROM, and I'll do that. And
Hell yeah. Like, yeah, I've always wanted to play the Excite Trucks on the Wii because I've skipped that one. And then yeah, it was only recently I found out that the Excite Bots was a thing, the other one.
yeah, yeah, Excite Truck was so much fun on Wii. It was like
Was it?
one of
Yeah.
the two. It's like one of the two games where you could play music off your SD card, which was like exciting at the time.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So you could like load some MP3s up on your SD card, put it in the Weave, and like play them while you're doing the game, which was like
Yeah.
that was a massive feature on Xbox 360 where you could like literally plug in your iPod Nano and
Yes. I remember doing
just
that.
do that while you're
Yep.
playing Call of Duty. That was awesome for that. So you got a little bit of a
Yeah.
taste of it on the Wii for particular games, but the ones
Mm.
that I'm really keen to play is I want to play New Super Mario Brothers Wii, so I'm going to play that. But I'm going to order a copy of Pikmin, the new Play Control version
Yes.
on Wii,
Best way to play the Pikmin.
and I'm
Real
going to
Pikmin.
play Pikmin 1 and 2, and then probably
Yep.
actually play my Pikmin 3 copy that I've got on Wii U and play it the same way with the Wiimote. Just
Yep.
really nostalgic for the Wii. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just hit me. And
Yeah. It's because it's
yeah,
pretty well retro now. It's been
yeah. So
18 years since the
mhm,
thing launched, didn't it? Long time ago now.
yeah.
Which is crazy.
I
Is it easy to homebrew the Wii to
Yeah,
hack it?
pretty easy. So there's like
It's just
You just
SD card stuff, yeah, insert.
yeah, yeah. There's a program and a wizard that you can run through, put stuff on your SD
Yeah.
card, and then put the SD card in your Wii, and you actually go to like the message board on your Wii, and you go back a couple of days, and like there's this bob on this envelope.
Okay.
You press that, and it like
Yeah.
it boots into the homebrew, and it kicks it off that way. So yeah,
Cool.
pretty easy. I haven't put any games or anything on that or anything like that on it, but for the most part, I actually want to get the games and have a Wii collection. That is kind of the system that I'm going to be collecting for
Like
at
an
the moment. And
actual legitimate
yeah,
copy of the game. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm actually
Yeah.
excited about it. It's been, it's been a while since I've been like hunting for games. For years,
It's
since
fun.
the Switch came. Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since the Switch came out, it's just been like, oh, this game came out. I guess I'll
Mm.
spend my voucher on it.
Mm. Yeah.
It's easy. It's accessible. In some ways, and sometimes it's cheaper. Sometimes it's not. But
No. The
yeah,
Wii would be good overall, though. It'd be cheaper because there were so many
mm,
games. It's just the really rare ones. If you're
yeah,
looking for Radiant Dawn, Fire Emblem, that's
cool.
not going to be a cheap one for you. But
Yeah,
if you're playing catch up and haven't bought any of the Mario's or the Zeldas, like that's so easy. Even the new play control stuff with Pikmin, that would be cheap for you to pick up. Those new play control versions of those games. That's a pretty easy, I would have thought. So yeah, probably a good console to retro hunt for.
yeah. The most
Mm.
expensive games that I don't have would be Xenoblade Chronicles. That's like $80. It's not crazy. Like
Not crazy.
it's
It's like a
still
standard
honestly cheaper.
price for a game
Yeah, it's
these
still
days.
cheaper than when it came out. Like it was $100 game,
Yeah.
so it's still cheaper.
Mm.
Um,
Would you buy
and
that
then
though? Like, even though you played, like, you probably got definitive edition on the
yeah, well,
Switch, and
that's
if you had
right.
a new
Um,
3DS, you might have got it on that.
I do have a new 3DS actually.
Yeah.
It was $10. It was clearance at JB Hi-Fi. That's how I got
Oh,
that.
heck
So I'm
yeah!
like,
Like,
I'm
why
like, yeah,
not?
why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't play it on Wii, mate,
Yeah.
because yeah, the remaster is just stunning. So it's kind of hard to
Oh,
justify it.
it's,
And then
like I said,
Switch is
definitive way to play
yeah,
it.
yeah, and then Switch as well.
Yeah.
You can pick it up and all take it with you and all that, and that's very
Yeah.
important for a JRPG rather than a platformer or these other games I'll be playing. But yeah, so it's that and the Kirby game. So there's Kirby Adventure Wii, which has been remastered last year for Nintendo Switch, which I played last year. Really enjoyed it. It's a very good game. And then Kirby's Epic Yarn, they both sit around $80. So they're both pretty
Yeah.
expensive. I'm like, interesting.
Okay.
I don't know why exactly,
What
but
about Shake Dimension? WarioWare?
that's around 40, 50. Because
Mm.
that's a game that I thought I bought, but looking in my cupboard, getting the cobwebs off my Wii collection, don't see it there. Like I remember seeing
Like,
at
what's
EB
going on?
Games
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
remember I picked up Super Paper Mario secondhand, like with the dying days of the Wii. Got it for like $20. I'm like, sweet. And I remember doing that for Shake Dimension, but I guess I didn't, and
Yeah.
it's kind of annoying me. I'm like, do I have it somewhere? Because I'm like, surely I thought I bought it. I remember being
Yeah.
in EB Games like, oh shit, like because the second hand section of the Wii, like it's just all crap, and then oh shit, here's a Wario game, cool. Well, you just sort of pick it up straight away, especially when it's a bit cheap. But I guess I didn't.
No.
But
I had it and I sold it, and I regret doing that, and I want a copy again. So I will pick that one up one day.
do
And
it.
it's pretty cheap, isn't it? Cool. Yeah, it's not exuberantly
Yeah,
expensive. Yep.
that's the thing with the Wii as well. Maybe it's a good time to get into it because will what happened to the GameCube eventually happen to Wii? And Wii's got a lot more people potentially
A lot more
nostalgic
versions of the
for it.
games, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Potentially, there is a
Mm,
big nostalgia trip for the GameCube, or people who missed it getting in on the action these days. And so, yeah, I'm glad I did my collecting about 6 years ago or so for GameCube and got most of the things I wanted, because
smart man.
I don't buy too many of them these days, and I'm pretty happy with what I have. But if I look at the prices now, it's just like crazy.
Do you have both the
Absolute.
Pokemon games?
I got Colosseum and XD. Is that what you mean? Gale of
Yeah,
Darkness? Yep. Yep.
very
I don't have
very
Pokemon
jealous.
in box though, which is pretty crazy.
Is it because it's really expensive because in America you could only get it from the Nintendo store. Is it as rare in power because that wasn't the case here? I wonder. Like,
Um,
I feel like you get a powered copy pretty cheap compared to fucking what they're paying over there for
well,
it.
Yeah,
Should,
it's
should have a look.
$400 here. I've seen
Yeah,
for one on
okay.
eBay. I didn't know if it was different. It was just one of those games I never really sort of knew of back in the day, or never, especially with the the limited use of it, just connecting it to your system, extra storage. I'd never, never appealed to me. But
If I had a GameCube, I would have got that. I would have. Oh yeah,
you
bloody
would have been all
different.
over that. I feel like my younger brother Tom would have been all over that because he's still into the Pokemon, like trading and collecting them all. So, um, yeah. So I don't know if there was a difference in terms of how you could acquire it. That might be interesting. Um,
Yeah, yeah. That was before I was paying attention to any of this stuff. So
yeah,
unless I go and research it, I don't know. But
yeah,
yeah, I'm excited to start collecting these games and getting a collection together. And it's good with Wii too because like the games I want, it's not too big necessarily. Like
yeah.
there is a limit. I will get there relatively cheaply. Like it won't be like don't know, like the Switch collection. If you're doing that, if I went back and did that, whew, that's a bit
Oh yeah,
bit more of a
yeah.
task. But yeah, like I already had a lot of like the main stuff as well, so it's not like I've got a whatever. But there's like a few third party games I want, but for the most part, you know, third party on Wii wasn't exactly where it is. But for some
No,
reason, I want to play the Simpsons game on Wii. I don't know why,
yeah.
but
I never played that one. Played Hit and
yeah,
Run, loved it, but never played the Simpsons game.
yeah, the Simpsons game isn't quite the quality of Hit and Run.
No, I've heard Hit and Run's the sort of the peak
Yeah,
Simpsons game experience, and it's sort of downhill from there.
I remember, especially at the time, it was just so cool because it looked like the cartoon. That was what's
Yeah,
so cool about it.
that
Um,
cool, yeah,
yeah,
animation style. Yeah,
but
less 3D.
I played the Simpsons game on DS. It was a 2D platformer on DS, and I remember enjoying it enough as a kid.
Mm,
I don't think it was like had like a place next to New Super Mario Brothers or anything like that. I don't know if it was quite that good in the echelon of DS platformers, but it was cool. There was
no,
like power ups for Homer. I remember like there's one where you turn into like a massive ball and you can squash enemies and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of
yeah,
creativity there. But
yeah,
yeah,
and such a beloved TV show as well. Like anything
oh, I love The
media
Simpsons.
related
Yeah,
tying into it, like people like love that, gobble it up. So yeah, the Simpsons game
mm.
was. I remember a lot of hype for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I've I've contacted somebody on Gumtree actually, and he's selling like a bunch of like he's got like a massive collection of games he's selling, and it's actually not all the shit for once. Like usually
like
it's
good
got like
stuff. Yeah,
family
yeah.
vacation sports or whatever. It's like all right. But just to wrap up this conversation, what I did when I was at one of these cash converters, I went through the games that I wanted. Say like when I bought Tales of Symphonia, it was in a decent case. It was a bit banged up. It was a bit whatever.
Yeah.
But the cash converter sticker was on the spine. I'm like, this is not going to come off easy, is it? It did
Mm.
not. It did not come off easy. So what I did is I found good cases for those shovelware games and I swapped the cases.
Yes.
So, so I like got the clean cases for like there was a SpongeBob U Draw game. I'm like, yep, I swapped this one.
Done. Yep.
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 And then I took the Portal, the Skylanders, and the U Draw tablet and all of that. Took it the game, not game traders. What's it called? Cash converters.
Cash
Got
converters.
20
Yeah.
got $20 for it. The guy who served me did not look happy that he was getting more of the shit.
More of this stuff. Yep. Yep.
Mm.
He's got to buy it off you, and yep.
I ha-
I mean, what were you hoping to get? You're probably happy with $20.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I do, I'm trying to cut down on stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't need to bring in Skylanders and U Draw tablets for Wii U. But in some
That
ways,
can
I
stay in
was thinking
Adelaide.
about it today. I was thinking about it today. Like, do I regret it a little bit? Like, it could have made like a cool little video actually, like doing a little thing like playing U Draw in 2024. I'm like, I could have done that, but that doesn't matter. I could have just played
Would
it and
you
chucked it in the
really
bin
enjoy doing
after.
that though? Would you really have gotten everything you needed
Doing
to
the
after playing
doing the content would have been fun, I think.
the content? Maybe, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but me actually sitting on the U Draw tablet, I'm having a fucking blast. This is the best. I can't-
this is
oh,
amazing. What?
this is
Why are
the
people
best
playing
game I've
other
ever played.
things? Yeah,
I
yeah.
had access to a U Draw and a SpongeBob U Draw game, so I was just Most of those games were THQ. They made so much shit for the Wii. It's unbelievable. It really
Oh,
is.
yeah, yeah. Very synonymous. I feel THQ back in the day. All those they were just pumping out games, weren't they? Um,
Oh, that's
remember the
ridiculous. But
Destroy All Humans? I love those games. They were fun. They were some of the better
yeah.
ones I think they developed. But then yes, some other less quality stuff out there as well that they put their names on.
Because there's one thing, that they make some crap for the Wii, but
Mm,
when you're looking around Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, when you see like what people bought for the Wii and they are selling like their kids' Wii, they moved out years ago and they're just getting rid of it now, and that
yeah.
that's who I bought. There was a dad getting rid of his daughter's Wii, and he's like, "Oh, my daughter's," she said, "clean out her room," type of thing. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I said to him, like, "Oh, she's probably my age, isn't she?" Like, she played that
Yeah.
when she was a kid. And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, pretty much." And
Yep.
in some ways, this is unfortunate. I won't show it, but on the back of New Super Mario Brothers, there's like one of those um like name tag school stickers with the person's name on the back.
Okay.
So it's got like this girl's like full name on the back with like a little
I didn't think to get rid of that.
smiling face. Well, that's the thing. I was like, oh yeah, but I don't want to peel it off in case it just goes sticky and shit. I might as well just leave it on because I can't swap the
Get
case on New Super Mario Brothers because it's red. So
get a Sharpie or
it
something and just sort of cross it
nah,
out maybe. I don't
it
know.
doesn't bother me. I'll cover the name, but you can see like
Yeah.
the sticker there.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. The things you did as a kid, owning games,
yeah,
putting stickers
yeah.
on it. Yeah. Yeah.
But in some ways, it adds sort of like a personal touch to it when
Yeah.
you're buying it secondhand and it's an old game. It doesn't have to be. It's perfect in every other way. So happy with that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
that's my retro Wii hunting journey. I went on the weekend. I tried to fit in as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm
You
glad I don't
coming
live
to
in
the toy
Adelaide.
fair? You come to
Yeah, I
the
think I
toy fair
will.
in April.
I think yeah,
Very
I
good.
will do that.
Cool. Because
Sip.
if you want, there's early bird tickets you can buy, and you get in a little bit earlier compared to other people, and it saves you a lot of lining up.
Wait
So I
a
would
minute.
recommend.
Is it a ticketed event? The toy fair?
Yes. Yes. You need to pay to enter.
Oh,
So I would
that's
recommend you get onto that straight away.
why's that? That's a bit rough. It's like a
Because
garage
they
sale. You
can,
got
and
to pay.
people do.
Yeah, right. How much is it?
I think it's $15 for the early bird
Oh,
ticket.
what a fucking rort.
Drew's
It's
off
like
now.
imagine holding a garage sale, right? And then it's like someone's coming up your driveway and $5, please, man. Come look at my shit.
Yep,
I know
correct.
I know it's a bit different, and they've got like a space and all that to pay for. I do understand that, but at the same time, come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's once you come, let me know. Let me know your thoughts after you paid for your ticket and gone in there.
Mm,
If you think it's good value or not. I've just
all right.
sent a link in the chat if you
Okay.
wanted to look at that. So, but like you will find so many Wii games there, and
Yeah, I'll get all the Wii Sports,
all
Wii
the
Fits.
resellers. No, but like some good stuff there. You'll be surprised. There's decent like range of things, and you might be surprised with something you pick up that's a bit unique and different. The best time is when someone's like the best deals I've ever got at those things is like someone's moving house or something like so like this person I
Mm.
bought something from was moving from Adelaide to Brisbane. So they just had to get rid of it all, and it's not like they're a reseller. Um, you sort of get to know them and like just make a connection, and then they don't care like what they sell it for, and so like that's when you get some really good deals on things, and that's how I got my boxed Castlevania. It's just called Castlevania for GBA here, but it's Circle of the Moon, like the launch title game that came with the GBA, which is notoriously known for the poor lighting and you can't really see
Oh
it, and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
horrible to play on the original hardware. If you get a Game Boy SP or get the Castlevania Advance collection on the Switch, it's none of those issues are present. But um, yeah, that was my first box Castlevania game, so that was cool, and it's proudly on display in my gaming shelf there. So yeah, and I got a really nice mint box of Pokemon Pinball on the Game Boy, all complete in box. Came with the cartridge. Um, yeah, so it's just things like that that you'll stumble across, and you might pick something pretty rare, and yeah, enjoy the hunt of it all.
Oh, spent too much money. Spent. It's funny because it started off being like, oh look, I want access to like some games for like a little bit cheaper. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
get a Wii for $50 when I load it up with downloaded games. but that's turned into the opposite naturally.
Yep.
Spend like a couple $100 and
Gone the other way. Yes.
yes, well,
Funny how it
it is
works
what
like
it
that.
is. Still fun and
Yep.
games, but so you think you'll go to the toy fair in
Oh,
Wednesday?
I bought my ticket already, so
Like,
I'm there. Me and Nikki are there, so we'll have a good time, and
awesome.
hopefully you're there too.
You said that's April.
21st of April. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to go, but I'll go to some other stores as well and make a thing of it maybe.
Yeah. Yep. Sunday, the 21st of April, from 9 till
Sunday,
4.
beautiful.
Like,
All right.
like I do 9 till probably 1 or 2, and then I'm done. Like it's a pretty
Mhm.
long day, and I've done enough laps by then, so I'm definitely not there till close. And so, yeah, the afternoon doing other places, other stores might be a better way to spend the rest of the day.
Absolutely, no, keen to do
Yeah,
it.
hell yeah,
All right,
be good.
we better we better go to modern times, Josh, and talk about the topic of the show. Go to Reggie's rec room and see what it's all about. I'm not going to play the music because I don't know. I haven't swapped it over to the right soundboard. I got to be honest here. That's a fuck
Oh,
up on my behalf.
I
Reggie's
I
still
wanted to hear
sitting.
it.
Reggie's still sitting in the corner with no fanfare at all. So apologies.
I can play
But
like Juliet for another code if you want, or maybe
I'll
not.
go for it, Josh. You kidding me?
I'm infecting this podcast as well, Drew.
Yeah, just
All right, that'll
play
do.
it all you want.
That'll do. No, that'll do.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So
indulging me.
I wonder how many people who have actually played through enough another code to get the
Yeah,
context
it
because I
is
haven't.
super niche, and like no one's gonna. Most people do not understand what's going on, but
No, I
I
love it.
thank you all the same.
Thanks for listening. Um,
Thanks for listening.
So
Thank you so
I thought this would
much.
be I thought this would be a cool topic with sort of the information or rumors coming out this week that Nintendo Switch 2 is not going to be this year, but indeed pushed to early next year to line up with a better first party release cadence. Which just off the bat, I think that's a good thing. Look, just release it when it's ready. For Christ's sakes, we can't do another Wii U. I don't have another one of them left in me.
Mm,
As a fan that enjoys this. And now that I'm a podcaster, I can't do that every fucking week. I'm not going to talk about something like the Wii U. If I talk about the Wii U every week, I think I'd just rather not. I think I'll, as much as I loved it, but
yep. No, that's fair. That is fair.
you know, you love a lot of things in life, but you can only handle so much. That brings a lot
Oh,
of pain bringing the
correct.
Wii U. I didn't mean to do that, but just when you sort of heard that potentially this is not the year for another Nintendo console, what were your sort of thoughts? Because yeah, that's basically my thoughts summed up. Just like, look, if they're not ready, they're not ready, and when it's ready, I just want it to be an awesome launch with fun games and a system that has an operating system that doesn't crash. So just if that's the case, go for it. But
Yeah,
what's sort of your thoughts on it?
yeah. Like the last couple of weeks been crazy with these rumors, and I'm just hearing like because people are going crazy because the directs aren't happening. They're thinking this week now. No, it's a partner showcase. No, there'll be nothing because they'll line it up with a Switch 2 reveal in March, and so and then it's going to get launched later this year. So like we've gone through this whole process of is it this, is it that, what is happening, and then we hear this this latest news report or speculation that seems to be corroborated by a lot of news outlets. So this seems to have a bit of
Yeah,
weight to it that it's coming out early next year. And so um, I'm a little surprised by it, to be honest, but also like can understand why like they would wait. And I think firstly, like you said, like better to have it ready and functional and good launch because I think Nintendo's launches make or break a system effectively. The Wii U's is horrible, and the Switch, they did just enough because they had Breath of the Wild straight away, and then next month was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I think they're two of the three top selling games on the system, and so they've done well to sort of carry the Switch forward. And so um, yeah, you don't want to stuff that up. You need to have it right. And I'm a little surprised that they think they feel they need more time to be ready because I would have thought that they'd be ready already and they'd be delaying just doing this because the Switch is selling so well. So that's my first thought on it. I'm surprised it's because they feel they're not ready for it. So um, the other end is like just looking at the financials, they're making more money than ever. While year on year console sales for the Switch are down and probably the third worst year overall, it's still solid at pretty well 16 million or whatever it was for the year. Um, at this rate, they'll get to the PS5 or sorry, the PS2 and overlap that. It like without the Switch 2 this year, it will become the best selling console by early next year sometime, which is pretty crazy. Or
Yeah,
mid next year. So it's yeah. I mean, they're just gonna have some better software this year. They're just got to have what we've seen coming up this year is weak compared to last year in terms of what a knockout of a year that was. A lot of remakes and just Princess Peach Showtime is a new game. So if they're going to do it next year, they need to give us something new completely and not too many more remakes. I would have thought.
yeah, they're definitely.
Yeah,
I would like to see a bit of a step up in, I guess, original content
yeah,
if they are postponing it. But you know, a couple of droughts here and there. Like 2020 was a drought, but
it was.
COVID and that hit. That's just it's sort of a drought over all the platforms or the publishers necessarily. But
Mm,
so that's not really just a unique Nintendo thing. But yeah, 2020, I remember being like a bit slow and all that. Especially if you weren't into Animal Crossing, like it would have been very dry. Um,
yeah. So many people
yeah.
were though. That was, and then so many people got into
Mm.
it from that. So um, yeah, 2020 was so weird, wasn't it? 2 weeks before announcing the release of All Stars, 3D All Stars that comes out. Um, just trying to think of other big games that came out there. Yeah, we got Origami King. We got Definitive Edition, Xenoblade,
Age
um,
of Calamity.
Age of Calamity, and then the Pikmin 3 Deluxe. So um,
Still alright though.
outside of Animal Crossing,
Still
it
pretty
was
good.
it was all right.
There's nothing wrong with it.
One
Yeah.
of the weaker years though, still for sure.
Yeah, like it was, filled in with obviously the Xenoblade sort of remaster, and then Pikmin 3. Like if you had a Wii U and enjoyed the original Xenoblade and Pikmin, it probably wasn't that exciting, but
Yeah,
I didn't, so it was alright. Not that I actually
yep.
played those two games. I still got to play Pikmin 3, but yeah, it's just something I was thinking about because when I saw the news, I was like, oh, kind of sucks a little bit because looking forward to it and
Mm,
it'll be great when
I
we
feel
get the
ready.
news, the excitement. Yeah, feel ready for it.
Yeah,
But at the
I'm
same
ready
time,
for it.
I'm literally talking about all these Wii games I want to play, let alone all the Switch games we want to play. So, you know, a couple of extra months, which is what it will be. It sounds like it's going to be like a year, going from 2024 to 2025. But effectively, it's like 3-4 months probably if they want to launch in March. Be like 4 month difference. So it's not too much of a big deal. And there are big benefits to the Switch coming out in March because it allows like us to pick it up, the hardcore fan base. They don't have the holiday rush or anything like that to equate to. And then
Yeah,
word of mouth gets out by like the big nerds out there, the Nintendo lovers, and then it trickles out to other people that might be interested, and then goes out to the casuals, and then eventually families and that for Christmas time, and
yeah.
sort of goes on from there. So it might actually be easier for people like you and I to get one potentially instead of trying to pre-order one amongst like every family, every kid. Like every kid
I'm
wants
getting one
their
straight
own.
away. I'm going to be pre-ordering the moment that comes, so I'll
That's,
be securing mine no matter when that comes out.
I can't believe I couldn't imagine how fucking disappointed I'd be if I missed a pre-order and just if I couldn't get
Yeah,
one.
I'd be
Oh my god,
pretty distraught now. Yeah,
because that would be so sad.
be torture watching everyone else open it and play the new console, the new Nintendo, and I
Yeah,
can't do
and it's
that.
not like I can just go and go. So, I'll get one. When I get one, I'll be fine. I've got to come here and probably talk to you, and like if you have one, it's like,
Be therapy for us getting through it. Don't worry,
yeah, just
but
be
that won't
therapy.
happen. No,
Mm,
Australia's pretty good with the pre-orders, and you're on it straight away, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
we get good stock. I hear some horror stories in the states for people
The
missing out
states
on
would be
things,
hard,
and
yeah.
it's horrible. So
But
we should be all right.
yeah, this
Yeah.
today I just want to do a little bit of an exercise, just like looking back at the Switch. I'm looking back at the Switch first party games, but you can look at third party or whatever you need to look at. Just
Mm,
games on Switch that are in your backlog, and like you want to wrap them
yeah.
up before moving on to like a brand new system and brand new games to keep up with. It's just like games that you might have fallen off of, or never
Yeah.
picked up, or maybe just sealed on your shelf. And I've got a list here of like just all the first party games. In hindsight, I should have actually picked up the actual Switch and just looked at my just looked at my bloody
Yeah.
downloaded
Yep.
games. That would have been a bit easier for me. But I've actually got too many games on my backlog. And
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. I'm like, oh yeah, haven't finished this, haven't finished that. There's a few there. I'm picking up.
yeah, I should actually send you this Reddit thread. It's just got like it's in alphabetical order. If I send this to you, Josh, in the private chat, which you've got here, no one
That
else
might be
can
better.
access it.
Might be easier.
Yeah, we'll just go through it alphabetically, and if you see any that sort of you see that you need to finish, let me know. But starting
Thank
off with an
you.
A, there's definitely one here that's in my backlog, which I had like one sit down with it, and then I never picked it up again. But it was Astral Chain by Platinum Games.
This
I
was
know
on my list before I
that's
started to. Yeah.
yeah, it's a game that's right up my alley. I love action games. I love the combat, how you're using like the chains, like sort of I don't know what they call it in the game. I've forgotten, but like that, like your creature or persona or whatever, you're using it with like the second stick, and you do combos utilizing that chain between
Yes.
your character and that. I thought it was awesome. It looks awesome. Music's awesome. Platinum Games, honestly, at their best. And I haven't
Camello,
played
is it
it.
something? What's it called? It's Yeah, it is cool. It is. I love this game. This was some really like fun gaming here, and so cool for Platinum to have this game, and we just weren't expecting it in 2019. This new IP, that I think Nintendo own now, don't they? And so if they're going to get a
Yeah.
sequel, it won't go to other platforms. Yeah, Chimera. I think
Okay.
Chimera. So um, I got 15 hours in, so I think I got a decent chunk.
Okay.
I just
You got way
just just
further than
dropped
me. Yeah.
off.
I just
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So, like, if you go back to it, would you just try and pick it up, or would you like restart it?
It's tough.
Yeah. It's like you
I
just
I
add,
think.
you just add a boss. You got to remember the mechanics and everything. Like, holy
Yeah, that's
shit.
right. I don't think I got stuck anywhere. There were times where I didn't quite know what was where to do or what was going on, but no, I do remember enjoying it. So I think I would try at first at least to pick up where I left off to finish it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and then if not, probably try it again. But yeah, this is great. I'd love to see a sequel. I would love to see a sequel, and I hope it did well enough for that. But uh, just one of those, smaller ones that I don't know if it sold too well or not. Just seeing what sales were.
Did
Um,
about 3 million, I think. I think it went all right.
said by here's Wikipedia by March 2020, Astro Chain had sold 1.08 million units.
No, I'm thinking of something else. Yep.
So the 2023 CISA Games white papers revealed that the game had sold 1.33 million units by
There's a
end
three
of
in there. Maybe I was
December
remembering that.
2022. So
Yeah.
1.33, which
Yeah.
isn't
It's not.
huge, but
Yeah.
for a new IP to hit 1 million, I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah. I think anything over 1 million for Nintendo's when it comes to stuff like that is, you got to be happy with it. No idea how much
Yeah.
it costs to make and all that, but
Yeah.
surely.
Yeah.
I think the next game for me would be Detective Pikachu 2. I'm not that worried about it, but if I get to it, I get to it. And I doubt I will. So I won't really go into that too much. But another one that I really should play, it's a long game, is a Fire Emblem Three Houses. Didn't finish this one. And the story, I love the story in that. It's just the Fire Emblem for me, it's not exactly what I really like. I love turn based, but I love like menu based turn based, not necessarily like strategy when it comes to like moving your units around and all that. That's just
Yeah. Yeah.
it doesn't really
More
doesn't light a
Pokemon you want.
fire. Yeah, it doesn't really light a fire in me necessarily. Like I love yeah, more like turn based stuff, but.
Yeah.
That's why I really love like Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes, because it was that story basically remixed, like introducing some other things and seeing where the story goes if something else happens, but it's the Warriors gameplay. And I enjoyed like all of like the character building and the leveling up. Like everything Fire Emblem has to offer is in that game, but it's instead of
Yeah.
turn
Yeah.
based, it's Warriors hack and slash. So I played through that. I really
Yeah.
loved it. And after
Yeah.
playing that,
Three
I
Houses
had
is my
a
favorite Fire
yeah,
Emblem. It's so good.
nice.
Great time. Yeah.
So I need to
And
play
then
that.
I would
What's
like to
that?
play it again for the DLC because they were introduced that fourth
Hmm.
house, and I kind of finished it before I could get the DLC and go through that playthrough. So if I was going to play it again, I'd
Yeah.
do that and be slightly different experience, which would be cool.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll get to it, but in this little exercise we're doing, I would like to.
Yeah.
What's what's,
Get
what's
all the
another
time
one
in the
for
world.
you? That's right.
Um, at the Are we going to rank them from most or least or any order?
I'm just going down in alphabetical, but you can do it
Okay.
how you'd like to. You can do it. You can rank it
All
if
right.
you like.
All right. So I think my most wanted one I need to finish is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So I need to finish this. 40 hours in. Again, decent playthrough. Really enjoyed it. It's so beautiful. Like the music and like this whole story setting of like, this endless war. And that they begin to question why they're doing this, why they're fighting. Um, I just I hear all these things. I have all these different guests on my show, and they always talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, how much they love it, and then the DLC as well. I just need to finish this, so it's just one of those longer games that just takes time. And um, I think I mentioned on my show before, I've finished the first two games by being sick and being able to like pour a whole bunch of time, like being bedridden. I can't work. All I can do is play like a Xenoblade game, which is perfect, just to sit in your bed all day and to do something. So um, if I ever get really sick again, I will probably have the time to finish this and really enjoy it because um, I need to. I want to play the DLC. Yeah, this will be the one where things free up for me outside of my podcast duties, as I'd like to call them.
Yeah. So you were
Or
sick for
Mike
the first
Towns in the
game as
chat as
well,
well.
were you? Were you sick for the first game
Sorry,
as
I
well?
think can't quite hear you there, Drew.
Oh no. Were you sick for the first
Sorry,
game?
my bad. I clicked something accidentally.
Oh, you're trying to get rid
Yes.
of me. That's what's going on here.
No, I don't know. I clicked mute for some reason. Yeah, I was sick, so pumped a lot of hours. Not so much in the first one, but the second one that really helped me
Okay.
to finish that one.
Yeah, I remember you being sick for the
Yeah,
second one because I remember you
yeah.
talking about it like, oh, I need to finish it, need to finish it. Then one day it's like, she's done.
I just did it. I did like
Had a week
30
off.
plus hours in a week, which is a lot for me. Just playing one game. So, yep.
I think Xenoblade Chronicles is probably on that list for me. I'd like to get through the series. Yeah, it's just got to start the first game, so I'll put that one on the list. That's one that I've played for like 7 hours. Like I just scratched the surface of it and I enjoyed it, but
Mm.
yeah, my
I love
attention
having
span so
discovered.
small.
I love having discovered these games because of the Switch. Yeah, just we're gonna look back on years from how cool the Switch was, and just series like this that I never touched before, experience just having to get the chance now to play all of them effectively outside of X on the one console has been amazing. So yeah, just yeah, a really great time. I just got enthralled straight away with the first game on the Switch, and the rest has been history until I've just dropped off with three.
Very nice.
Yeah. What about
Uh,
you? What's your next one?
Next for me is Metroid Dread. Probably like I'm over
Yes.
halfway. I'm later part of the game. I just fell off of it because Metroidvanias they're not really my thing, and
Mm,
but I would like to finish it just because it looks great, it plays great. It's just it's a hard game, and I assume I'm around a boss or something like that. The last memory I have of it, I was versing a boss, and I'm like, fuck, it was kicking my head in, and
do you remember which one?
no, I can't. I couldn't tell you the name of it or
Like
whatever,
later
but
on in the game, probably.
it could have been like I might
Yeah.
think I'm later, but maybe I just spent that much time lost that my
Yeah.
time interpretation's just all mixed up. But I would like to play this game because last year did play Metroid Fusion and Metroid Prime, and I want to get through more Metroid games, but it's not like a series that like I see. I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to have fun with it. I
Yeah.
I probably do play it because it is a Nintendo franchise. If it was, if it was a Capcom game or whatever and all that, maybe I wouldn't be so drawn to it. But I think it's just like I
Yes.
want to play Nintendo games, like even like parts of their library that aren't exactly my thing, but I still want to sort of
Mm.
experience them and understand them. So I think that's where my desire to play Metroid Dread comes in. Um, but yeah, I don't know what it is with
Yeah.
Metroidvanias. There's just some like, I love exploration. I just don't like being lost. I say that all the time, but I just don't like getting
And the
lost.
backtracking as well, because yeah, that's definitely a big hurdle for some people. Just the back
Yeah,
and
but
forth of it
also,
all, and feel like you're going nowhere at the same time, and
yeah,
yeah,
like
going one.
I don't mind if I say I get an item, like, oh, I can use that there, fantastic. Like I think that's
Mm,
a pretty cool feeling. Like you're sort of thinking about your environment as you're going through it. It makes you view level design differently to just
yeah.
like a linear game. You're not just moving through it, just hacking the enemies as you're going through. It's a very thoughtful and very intelligent way of designing and playing a game. I think it's really it was really insightful playing Metroid Prime and just seeing how they fit it all together and how you're going back and forth and what it makes you do. Yeah, it's just incredibly impressive. It's
Mm,
just when I get lost, I'm like, I think it harkens back to playing Prime Hunters on DS, and I got truly lost playing that game. I didn't really know what a Metroid game was. I remember, I got it. It was a part of the demo. It was a fun first person shooter on DS. The multiplayer was fire, amazing multiplayer. And playing the story, I had no idea where I was going.
yeah.
uh, and the bosses were super boring in that game too. But that might
They're
have,
not as good. No,
yeah, I don't know.
it is a harder one to go back to these days as well than play. Just to the controls and the look of it all. It's yeah, it's dated quite a lot.
Part of me wants to me to go back to my like childhood save and finish it. Just it's
Yeah,
been one of those games where if I finish it, that'll be incredibly satisfying to like a game that I'm like
pick up where you left off.
yeah,
Yeah.
and beat like where I was when I was
Mm,
12, 10, I don't know,
all these
whenever it
years ago.
came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the next one for you?
Um, I think for me, I want to play and finish because I played this game on the PS4, got about 15, 20 hours in, and just dropped it off. And when I found out it was going to come to Switch, I thought, okay, this will be the perfect platform to play it on because it's portable and it's a long game. And this is Persona 5 Royal. So
Oh,
um, came out not last year, the year before, I think. I love my time on the PS4 playing this one with getting to know Joker and the whole crew, Morgana, all of them. It's just one of those long games that I just need to have the time to dedicate. So another RPG for me here. Um, I think the Switch is the perfect place for it. So I hope I will eventually get around to it, finish it. And yeah, because how long can this go for? 100 hours, something like that.
I think it's over. I think it's like
Might be
120.
longer. Yeah, but this is one of your ones
Yeah.
as well, isn't it? Maybe not just Switch related, but I think one of your
Yeah. Yeah.
games in waiting that you want to finish and play.
Yeah, this is one I want to play. It's just
Mm.
I don't know. I think a lot of people feel this way, but you just feel so like you think about how long it takes. Like, no, Christ. Because you think about how many other games you can fit in that time. You can fit in
It's a big commitment these
so
days,
many.
and just for one game as well.
Yeah.
So, but I've heard like it's my playthrough was amazing, and the music and the style of it, it's so cool. It's um, Atlas
Absolutely.
and Sega just so cool with the series, and like Reload, Persona 3 Reload, the remake of that looks amazing as well. So it's they're very good at it, very good at what they
Yeah.
do.
I want to play Persona 3 Reload when I get my Game Pass
Yeah,
subscription going again. Uh, I'll probably play it on Xbox and ROG Ally. But yeah, that I want to play it this year, but that game's a little bit shorter though. That's only an 80-hour game, so
oh, is that all?
roughly. Yeah, that's all. It's 40 so hours
Heck
shorter
yeah,
than Persona
heck yeah.
5.
Let me just look at
So,
Super Mario RPG with 15 hours. Like, yep, that was good. I could do that.
oh yeah, that was
I
that was
did.
wonderful.
Yep, yep. Smash that.
Uh, that was awesome. Yeah, and that's a great
Yep.
pick. That's one that's right up there for me too. It's just probably won't happen for me this year. If I'm going to do 3, I'm not doing 5 as
No,
well.
like Yeah, correct. What about
I've
you?
got
What's
new
your next
Super
one?
Mario Brothers Wii to go. I've got
Yeah.
I think probably Paper Mario, the Origami King. I didn't finish this one. Um, before Thousand Year Door comes out, I want to go through 64. Then when the remake for Thousand Year Door comes out, I want to play that, and then probably want to do Super Mario or Super Paper Mario on Wii because I've actually got the
Yep.
copy of that in my
Yep.
little Wii Renaissance. And then whether it's this year or 10 years down the track, once I've played them in order, I'll do Origami King probably after Super Mario, even though obviously that's not the next game in the series, but I think that's the order I'll probably
Yep.
go in. But
This game's a hidden
I
gem.
yeah,
I
I
really
enjoyed
like
it.
this game. It's
I don't know if
yeah.
I like love sort of the combat how it works. Like it's
Yep.
interesting, but yeah, I certainly do just miss like the turn based
Yeah.
battles of it all.
Ha-
But yeah, it's
How far
interesting how they sort
in
of
did you
really
get
play with
then?
it.
You played like a decent amount then, from the sounds of it, of Origami King.
Yeah, it was a while ago, so I can't actually quite remember. I remember doing a few bosses.
Mm.
It was interesting how it played like with the mechanics there, and yeah, met a few of the partners. Yeah, I'm trying to like remember it as I go. Like it was a while
Yeah.
ago.
Did you get to the really heartfelt moment? Because that got me.
No, I don't think I did. I think I remember you talking about it.
Okay.
I think you spoiled it. I think I remember you spoiling it because I know what it is when you bring that up. So
Yep.
well, it probably was you spoiling it because I don't know who else was talking about Origami King on other podcasts I listened to. So I'm gonna
Oh,
blame Josh.
probably me. It wouldn't surprise me. I ruined
Oh,
the I ruined the Persona 5 announcement for you for Switch as well.
you
That was
did,
funny.
yeah, yeah. Because the
Funny
partner
how these
director,
two
my
games have lined up in this podcast now.
yeah, because I really had my fingers crossed for Persona 5 on Switch, and I bought it on
Yes.
Switch. I got to put my money where my mouth is. So I was waiting for it
And
for
I
a long time.
pre-spoiled for you because the announcement got leaked or something.
No, it wasn't leaked. You
Oh no,
went
I
through
just
yeah, you went through
yeah.
the YouTube video and just oh yeah, there's Persona 5. I'm like,
Yeah, I said it like just before. Yep, that's right. That's right.
I wasn't that worried about it. I think I was
No,
more just like, oh, I can enjoy the rest, not look for Persona the whole time.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, Origami King is great, and I know it's not quite what people wanted, but like still the story, like the animations, the paper and the origami, I was pretty enthralled by it, and um, I played like 45 hours of this game, and there's a
Oh,
whole
cool.
like side like collectible stuff to like complete the game fully and redeem things, and there is depth there for um for a Paper Mario game, and it gave us everything, pretty well everything we wanted, except the turn-based, more RPG mechanics that the first two games had. So, um, I think they've effectively done as good as they can without doing that same formula again, which is at the end of the day what most people want. So, um, yeah, yeah, it's still a great game, and I think it's up there. If it's maybe not, it might be the third best one if outside of between this one and Super Paper Mario, maybe.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just while we're talking about Paper Mario, did you play Color Splash? Because I didn't. Are you a fan of that game?
No,
If
no, I have not played that one on the Wii U.
okay, yeah, no. Yeah, I was thinking whether that one's worth playing because at the time I was like, nah, I was over the Wii. I played fucking Paper Mario.
Yeah,
It got bad
I had a
reviews
Wii U
too.
and just skipped
That's
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't happening. And then Sticker Star obviously have a I own it. Played like 15 minutes of it, but that's
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the same with that game too. I love just testing games for full price. It's wonderful. Um, yeah. What's your next game?
Um, for me, it's Fire Emblem Engage. So got this about a year ago. Um,
This is on
um,
mine too. Yeah, I just remembered
yeah,
it.
yeah. Like the thing, like when they do franchises on a system, one system, like I like doing the next entry being something a little different. And so we've got Three Houses, which was this really story driven game. Um, I think a lot of people really resonated with it, and just in Garrick Monastery, just a whole thing how it goes. And so Engage is the slightly different angle of let's focus more on the gameplay and the mechanics and the you know instead of the actual story. And let's do these cool things that the fans will like. So I appreciate Engage for doing that different tangent of a thing. Um, while I probably didn't enjoy it as much, I still had a really good time. And I need to get back into this because have nearly finished this main campaign. I need to get back and finish the DLC. I think the second and sorry, I've done the first 2 waves of DLC because it came in 4 waves. I need to get back into it and finish 3 and 4 and finish the game proper
Yep.
because I had a good time. So I just would like to finish that off and tick it.
Yeah, me too. It came out early last year and sort of just fell behind, and the snowball of 2023 just kept on rolling on, and it was hard to push it back up that hill to get back to engage.
Yeah,
But
correct.
yeah, I'll probably, if I play another Fire Emblem game, it will be that one first.
Yep.
Before Three Houses, probably. Even though that maybe Three Houses might be more on my alley, just as far as story goes. But yeah, I'd like to get back to that one as well. Yeah, I think the next game I want to put on there, which is actually like, this is the game that's at the top of my list because I'm actually not that far away from the end, but I did fall off of it. Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm ashamed to say that, but yes, I did fall off
I
Luigi's
did
Mansion
finish
3.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably not far from the end, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I played it for like 15, 20 hours. Like, put a decent amount of time into it. I don't know how much longer the game is than that. So I should be around. I don't know why I fell off of it, but I
You're
really did enjoy it.
fairly close. I think I did about 25 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was a game that it came out around I'm not sure if it's the launch of the Switch Lite, but it was at least when I got my Switch Lite, and I really enjoyed playing it on that. That was like a game I was playing on Switch Lite, and
Okay.
I was sort of just mainly focusing on the gameplay there. I don't know why, but I just enjoyed playing it on that. Just maybe the
Okay.
novelty, maybe the game felt better there. I don't know. Don't ask
New
me.
console, new kind of, way to
Yeah,
experience it, maybe.
yeah. So that's sort of the memory I have with it. Is playing on Switch Lite when it was like brand new. So yeah, I need to get back to that one. That's gonna be the first one when I dig back into my Switch backlog. That's gonna be an easy one to pull
Yeah.
out because it's not like the full game necessarily, and the mechanics, won't take too long to get reacquainted with them as well. Not too complicated.
No,
But
that's pretty,
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. So I need to get back to that one, and another one just in the same vein. But I find this game actually really boring. But I do want to get it finished. Is Yoshi's Crafted World. I love
Mm.
platformers. I love Yoshi. I love the art style. I love the music. But I find it super boring. I fall off of it all the time. Like I've gone
Yeah.
back to it multiple times and I just get bored. Like I don't know.
I didn't finish
It's
it
not,
either, but it's not on my list for that exact reason. Like, I'm not
yeah.
biting at the bits or feel any regret or remorse from having not finished it.
Yeah. So
Same thing. It's yeah,
it's strange, isn't it? Like look at it. It's like, oh, how adorable. And Yoshi's like top 3 favorite Nintendo character. Like I love that little green dinosaur. What a
I used
nice.
to love him as a kid, Yoshi. I remember really
Me
loving
too.
Yoshi. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a
Love.
kid thing, I think.
Yeah, the whole thing like Yoshi. Like yeah, love Yoshi, but I don't know what it is with the game. It's just so I know it's a slower paced sort of smell the roses, find all the
Yeah.
secrets, and it's OCD, just worst nightmare. Like oh, that might have a red coin in it. I guess I better interact with it. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's got like that. And you're like slowly going through the level.
Yeah.
You can just I don't know. Yeah,
I know. It
don't
becomes a
love
bit
it.
mundane. You go through the process, you know what you need to do. It's a cool looking game. Like, they did great to get the craft, like, look of it to come to life. And you know, Yoshi's Woolly World is the same thing with the sort of the yarn and the angle they took with it. They look great. There's some very good looking games. It's just, don't find them as interesting as other platformers out there.
Hmm, absolutely. What's your next one?
All right, I got 2 left. This one came out late 2022. This was similar to like Metroid Prime 4's sort of big wait. Metroid Prime 4 surpassed that now. Um, I knew it got announced, about 9 months, I think, before, or a year before it came out. This is Bayonetta 3. So, um, I not last year, but the year before, gave myself the mission to play all the first 2 Bayonetta games before this one came out, and so, um, over like a course of like I think 2 months, I smashed out the first 2 games. Really loved them. I think 2 is my favorite, and then got into Bayonetta 3. I did 10 hours. I think I'm a decent chunk in, and I just haven't finished it. So I need to get back onto it because I was having a good time, enjoying it, and just fell off, sadly. think it came out in between a few other things, late 22, around about then. I think Pokemon was the month after, so it was the moment that came out, that kind of was swapping one for the other. So it was just one of those games I played, enjoyed. Something else came through that I was really keen to, and then just forgot about it after that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was for me too, but I played it, but yeah, I hadn't even made the progress you have where I hadn't played and finished Bayonetta 1 or 2.
yeah,
I've like started all of them. The first one I played was Bayonetta 2 on Wii U. That was my first
yeah.
one, and I
Okay,
played a bit of it and had my fill, I guess. All right, cool, that's fun.
yeah,
And then on Switch, I bought like on sale. I just bought the first game, and yeah, I guess I had my fill there, and I don't know, just yeah, don't know. That's
yeah.
what I do
It's
apparently with
yeah.
some games.
It's Devil May Cry like, isn't it? I just really like the over top campy kind of
Yeah, I do too.
scenes you would get. In the start of the second one, she's on top of like planes and jumping around in the city
Yeah.
there, and crashes are happening all around her. It's quite a spectacle watching the cut scenes and sort of fighting while all that's happening. So um, yeah, that with the sexual innuendo as well. It's quite a different thing as a Nintendo fan to have on their console. So it's cool that Nintendo picked it up.
Absolutely, man. I think that's all of mine. Do you have one more?
Yeah, my last one is Live Alive, and so
Mm.
I love the premise of this one. Um, I've enjoyed what Square have done the last few years, sort of bringing older games back to life from the heyday. They're waiting on Chrono Trigger to do, which I reckon wouldn't be too far away. Um, but yeah, this one's quite cool. All the different stories, you sort of select the ones you want to do, play through, and come back. And um, yeah, I played this for like 2-3 hours. I think I did the caveman story first. And yeah, just fell off of it. But it's a really old school RPG like game, which got um slight Earthbound vibes, but just anything sort of old school RPG. It just reminded me of. So just yeah. A cool one I need to get back to because yeah, it's a little bit of a unique one. How it's the 8 different stories and it sort of comes and culminates together at the end for the linkage, which I don't know yet. So I'd be keen to find out what that is.
Yeah, this one's on mine too. But yeah, I don't expect that I'll make it happen. So probably won't
No,
officially
fair
put it
enough.
on there.
Yeah.
But if looking at yours, what would be the ones realistically you'll tackle before Switch 2's next gen Nintendo console comes out? For me, it's going to be Luigi's Mansion 3 and Yoshi's Crafted World, or games I'll get to. Um, I would like to get Crafted World just off my mind, if anything. And Luigi's Mansion 3, wonderful game. Just need to wrap it up essentially. And maybe Dread as well. Dread, I've got a little bit
Yeah.
more, but I'm also a little bit through that. Apart from that, I'm not going to jump into the Fire Emblem games. I don't think I'll have the time. As far as like in between the other stuff that I'm really excited about, there's plenty of stuff I'm really keen to play, so I probably won't prioritize it. If I'm being honest,
Yep. Yep.
would be cool to do Astral Chain. That would be cool to do, but
Mm,
we'll see what happens because that's like right up my
yeah.
alley. I don't know why I haven't done it, but anyway, what are some that you'll realistically tackle?
If I'm going to do any, it's Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's the one. And um, I talked about it so much. I think July so August or September last year, I played about 10 hours. So I sort of kicked it along again and sort of, but then fell off because other things had come out. But yeah, that's the one for me. Just hearing so many good things, I just need to do it and finish it.
Hmm. Oh, that's a good list. Just one game,
Yeah,
a biggie, but a good one.
yeah.
I've
I
still got
think
two.
realistically, it's
I've,
only going to be one by the time the Switch 2 comes out. With everything else that probably is going to come this year, and NSO, and I just get distracted by everything new that comes out. So,
that's
um,
right.
if there was another one, it's going to be Persona 5, but that's I'm not going to finish both of them by the time the Switch 2 comes out, even if that's a year away. I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing any of these. I'm tackling New Super Mario Brothers Wii, just as you should. Priorities are right there. You just got to go
Yep,
where the
yep.
heart wants you to go. You know what I mean? Like, oh
And
look, I should
it's
play
it's
this,
all a
should play
hobby.
that.
Yeah, don't
That's,
feel
of
like it's
course.
a chore, and that's why you probably shouldn't really finish Yoshi's Crafted World, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, there is that.
Let it die. Yeah, you did your time with it, and move on.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I've rebounded so hard, Josh. I'm like, I'm so fucking flippant. I don't even barely play games I'm super excited for. But it's just like, all right, I got to finish games.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah,
I mean,
there's definitely
yeah,
a lesson to learn there, Josh.
you got your quota for games you want to finish, though, don't you? You want to finish like a certain number of games this
Yeah,
year.
I want to finish. I want to finish 50. So the idea of like a
So
game that I'm already
playing
part
Yoshi's Crafted
through.
World would help, I feel, rather than Persona 5 Royal or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yes.
I am ahead. Like, yeah, a month and 3/4 through. I've done 13 games.
Yeah, yeah.
So this week should get through Donkey Kong and had something else too. What's it called? Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Should have them finished this week.
Nice.
So yeah, I need to do like 4 games a month basically, and the odd month do a couple more.
Yeah.
Pretty much on track for that. Last month I did. Yeah. Did I do 13 last month? Well, last month I was just going through games. I was just in the mood for all sorts of stuff, so it was working out well. But
nice.
the last game that I need to play is Mario Odyssey. Never played Mario Odyssey.
That's not true.
No, I played Mario Odyssey. I'm just
trying to
you're joshing, pull the audience's leg. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
I spent 2 hours and 20 minutes,
right
like, the House of Mario, and he hasn't even played Mario Odyssey. Imagine, Christ.
Can you imagine? Yeah, no way, no way.
I really want to go back and play Mario Odyssey. I haven't played it since, like, for years, maybe since 2018 or something. When I wrapped up the game.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Long time. Yeah, yep. It has been for me too. So good. I can't wait for the sequel if there is one.
Yeah, if we do decide to play it, we should do like maybe closer to the next system. Do like a retrospective on some of these massive games, and it might be a good opportunity to actually go back and play some of these earlier Switch games. That could be fun if we
if
we fit
give
that
them
in.
a little
Even if
playthrough, reminisce a little.
Even if it doesn't have to be like a whole
for
playthrough.
A few hours at least. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be fun. I'd like to go back and just talk about what it's like. Because this year I want to go back and play Mario Galaxy. Haven't played it for a very long time, and I'm just wondering if it holds up as well as I think it does. Like actually playing it, because I got such good.
It does. It's playing it for 3D All Stars. It's great. It's still the amazing and beautiful game that it is.
Never touched it in All Stars. I played the other two, but I didn't play Galaxy.
The other two. Okay.
I don't know why.
I played Sunshine and Galaxy and a little bit of 64, but not too much.
Yeah. 64 is a little bit weird because we already had it. Like it's already in Nintendo Switch Online at that point.
It wasn't. No. That was it came the year later. So they sold
did it
in 3D All Stars, and then year later they just included it on NSO. Even though we already had it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good on them. Good on them.
I mean, yeah. Should have included Galaxy too, but that's fine.
You don't become the richest Japanese company for no reason, do you, Josh? Eh?
No, that's right. Yep, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, good on them, you manipulative bastards.
Oh, well done. You got us. You got us.
But Josh, I think that brings to the end of the House of Mario. I'm really surprised how long this episode went. I'm sorry if it took too long for you. I really, when I put together what we're going to talk about, I didn't expect talk about Amiibo for half an hour at the start and then go on from there. But I really the time went so quick. I really did enjoy tonight. I think it was a lot of fun and
same here.
You had a good time chatting as well. Yeah, absolutely. So everybody, thank you very much for listening to the House of Mario episode 260. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on X. You can follow me at iDruby. You can follow Josh at Nintenvania. Of course, go and check out Josh's podcast, Nintenvania, on all good podcast services and YouTube. I was watching it today on YouTube. I left a comment. You should do the same thing over there and here at the House of Mario. and that bit of engagement. Oh, just
Oh, come on, guys.
just
Rate the
give it
show
to-
if you like us.
Yeah, oh God,
5 stars.
Just give it to us. Yeah, if you've got enough stars, look in the little sticker book. See if you've got some gold stars left from primary school. If not, don't know.
We don't know. Don't want to know about it. Oh, if it's
We don't wanna know
not
about
the best. No.
But until next time, guys, the doors to the house of Mario, they're closed. I've got no door sound. Load it up. Close. Catch
Bye,
you
guys.
later.
See you later.